What's going on, you guys? What is going on? What is going on, y'all? This be your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we are here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess, where we talk about celebrity gossip, hot topics, and all things reality TV based. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday, and I intend on doing the exact same thing, y'all. What's going on? Okay. Now, I look rough, as y'all can see. I do. 2 weeks without a haircut is a lot, but we here and we still gonna show up rough and all, okay? Rough and stuff with no afro puffs, just rough and stuff with the facial hair on my face. Like that's just it. But we're here. My sheets are in the dryer, so don't even ask me no questions as to why does my bed look bald. Okay, don't even ask me no questions about that. Just focus on the fact that we're here to get into some little bit of tease. Okay, that's what we're here to get into, y'all. Okay, now y'all know we're gonna get this thing started at the 5 minute mark. We got 34 people up in here. So far, so good. Okay, but it's 34 y'all up in here, but it's 3 of y'all in the comments. And I done told y'all and I done told y'all. We trying to get this engagement up, honey. We trying to get this engagement up. We're trying to make sure that everybody says what they want to say and all of those great things. We want this engagement to go up in 2026. Okay, we really do. I want to hear from everybody. You know, with me being on this show and stuff like that, it's not necessarily hard for me to look at different comments and get different opinions and stuff like that. Like it's really not that difficult and it really ain't that damn hard. I want engagement of all kinds. Long as y'all not trying to be disrespectful and do all that other bullshit, you know, give your opinion as much as you can. Just get it. You ain't gotta agree with me. But do yourself a good deed and just, you know, leave your comments and talk in the chat amongst each other and stuff like that. Now I see one of my members, Miss Ann. Love you, girl. See you, honey. I see 2 of my moderators. I see Kendra and I see Tracy, honey. I see them. And you know, Tracy do not play about Scotty, and neither does Kendra. Okay. None of my Scotty gang really be playing no games about Scotty. None of y'all do. Y'all have showed up and showed out for the last month. And baby, when I tell y'all I appreciate you guys for showing up and showing out for the last month and a half, I really do appreciate that. Like the Scotty gang is normally mature and demure and quiet, honey. But when it's time to ride out, it's time to ride out. And I love y'all for that. Shout out to Norris. Thank you for picking up my book, Parker Boys. Shout out to you. Shout out to Gabby. I see all my moderators pulling up in the building today. Y'all are pulling up for a late night show, okay? I took me a nap earlier, but I know I got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And this live that we finna look at, like, you know, it's gonna be like a little bit over an hour, but it really don't matter. You feel what I'm saying? I had to come in and do this with y'all. And you know, JT just went live on Instagram. She was going off in my defense, but even though I didn't ask her to, she was going off in my defense just because of the fact that, you know, the people really been trying me since this show came out, and the secret hate and animosity is out there, and she then got fed up with the shit. But I really don't give a damn. She cares more than I do. So she went live to talk about that earlier. So I'm just on the live just listening to her go off. Scotty, I have a request. Please bring back Boys Night Out just for one night. Girl, the schedule's gotta align. That's the reason why Boys Night Out is not running right now, because Friday nights are no longer good for any of us anymore. So we got to figure something out. Scotty, you don't look rough. You just got a little edge about you. That might be a little true. I've been wanting a beard for a long time. Something kind of tells me that I might need to just let this hair grow on my face just a tad bit. You feel what I'm saying? So, but I don't know. But anyway, it's 64 y'all up in here. Y'all know that the goal with every single live that we do is to get 100 plus in every live. So it's now time for us to go ahead and just get into the tea today. Now, I don't know if y'all been paying attention to this growing story, but it is the story of Keyshia Cole's youngest brother, Ellis. Okay. He has been telling his story about being, you know, adopted, the family secrets of the Keyshia Cole family and things like this. His feud with Elite Noel, which is Keisha's sister that she found on the show. It was a lot. And he actually did 2 parts of this, but because I wasn't really sure if anybody was interested, I'm kind of a day late with this, but I don't care because I'm going to do part 1 tonight and I'm going to do part 2 tomorrow, which is actually much longer than part 1. Part 1 is like an hour and some. A part 2 is 2 hours and some. So on Christmas Eve, we're going to talk more about that. Okay. But we're gonna go ahead and get into the other things, honey. We're about to go ahead and get into it, baby. So we're gonna I know y'all ready for the tea. That's what we here for. We here for the tea. And the 71 of y'all up in here. Let's get this up to 100 plus and all this other stuff. So yes, this is Keyshia Cole's youngest brother, Ellis. Now, y'all ain't never seen him. The only siblings that y'all probably have ever heard of Keyshia Cole having is Neffy, Elite, and Sam. Those are the ones that you know, right? But then there's three other ones. There's Tifa, Robert, and this one right here, Ellis. Ellis is the youngest one. So he's basically telling us the journey of how he found out he was adopted, how he found out that Keyshia Cole was his sister, and how it was when he first found his biological family. And it's kind of juicy, even though I think that part 2 is more juicier than this one. But we got to start somewhere, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. Y'all know how this goes. We're going to listen to this live. We're going to watch this live. And then, you know, we're going to pause it in between times so I can have commentary and all that other shit, okay? Now, shout out to Zach Simmons, because that is the person that actually posted all of the parts to this story, Zach Simmons. And he did all of this on TikTok. And he talks about Frankie. He talks about every damn thing. But part 2 is actually more interested in part 1, but we're going to go ahead and get into it, though. It don't really matter. So let's listen. Let's talk.
I'm going to tell you a story, and I think this story is very important because there's a discourse on TikTok of us talking about adoptions, close adoptions, and if the parents should contact the children, if it's right or if it's wrong, baby. I'm adopted, okay? I am from a close adoption. It gets crazy. Now, I'm going to be using real names. So, yeah. So I was born in Oakland, California. I was raised until 9 years old in Oakland, California. All right. Now, my mother, she was a daycare provider, but she also did emergency services, specifically when it came to housing children. Now, the reason that's important is because that is how my mother ended up getting me. Now, when my mother got me from emergency services, she said that when she seen me, she did not want to let me out of her sight. She knew that I was her child. Now, she said it took her about 6 months to complete the paperwork and everything to pass in her background for her to actually have me as her child. And when I became my mother's child, I wasn't even 1 year old yet. Growing up, the earliest memories I can remember were between 5 and 6 years old, me going to kindergarten, me coming home. I knew my mom had a daycare, and I knew the daycare would get out once the sun go down and all the kids would go home. And then I had my own room upstairs. My mom owned a big house. She also ran the daycare in her home. It had a big house. It was a 6-bedroom home. There were 4 bedrooms upstairs, and there were 2 bedrooms downstairs in the basement. She had 2 living rooms. One was separated by a big glass divider. It was a sliding door, and one side was where the adults would be, and the other side is where the living room or the kids' room was, which we called the kids' room, playroom, that she would do her daycare out of. Now, I had a normal life. I did not have a different life from anybody else. I was not treated as if I was an adopted child. I wasn't treated as if I was separate from the family. I was treated as if my mother was my actual real birth mother. That's important because growing up, I did not know that I was adopted. Now, when you're in the system, you get supervised visits from the state. Now, when these visits happen, they would visit me and my mother. They would talk to both of us, and they would talk to me separately. They would ask me questions like, hey, is everything going on right? Do you love your mother? Is everything in the house perfect? Like, is there any complaints or anything you want to tell us? And me thinking like this is just somebody that's visiting us as a child, I'm like, yeah, everything's great. Everything's fine. Because it is. My mother put this into our life program so well that I just assumed that every child was doing this. Now, between 9 and 10, my mother did not want to live in Oakland, California anymore. She wanted to move to Fairfield, California to be closer to her mother that lived in Fairfield. We ended up moving to Fairfield, California. My mom had a 3-bedroom house. It was wonderful, and she restarted her daycare services from there. Now, I was an overachiever in school, academically all A's. I never had an issue with that. I was always bullied, though, for being an academic child. It was so crazy to me because growing up, it was like I had to defend myself from so many different situations. I got bullied for it. And that was one of the main reasons why my mom wanted to move out of Oakland, California to Fairfield, California. Now, the school that I ended up going to was B. Gale Wilson in Fairfield, California. If you know, you know. Back then, You can literally count on one hand how many black students attended that middle school. I had to get used to being around so many fucking white people. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And it wasn't in a racist way, like, oh my God, they're white. It was more of just like a culture shock because I speak a different way, I talk a different way, and I was smarter than most of them kids in that school. So not only do they think I'm ghetto, they think I'm ratchet, but now I'm smarter than every single last one of them. Oh, they couldn't stand me. So that caused me to get in a lot of trouble because I stopped backing down. I got tired of being bullied and I started fighting. Now, it was one day that I ended up getting into a big ass fight. I got in trouble. I got suspended. They sent me home. My mama was like, baby, you going on punishment. And she was like, well, your punishment is you need to go into this room. My mom had a side room, which was supposed to be her office. She was like, you're going to go and you're going to organize the boxes in this room. I decided to go into the room because I want to listen to my mom because I ain't not trying to get in trouble, baby. I'm trying to get my TV because I like to watch TV, okay? And she took my TV. So I go and I organize the boxes, and me being nosy, I decided, hey, I want to go through the box and see what's in here, baby, because I'm nosy. It just so happened that one of the boxes that I looked through had my birth certificate in it. And if anybody knows, y'all know my mother's name is Asa. Both of our birth certificates were together. So I seen her birth certificate first, and I'm flipping through, and I found my birth certificate. I pulled it. I was like, oh, hey, girl, how you doing? I ain't seen you in so long. Mind you, I've never actually seen my birth certificate, so there's that. As I'm looking at my birth certificate, I see that there's no name on here that says Asa. It actually says Frankie. So I'm like, is my mom's name Frankie? Is she lying to me about her name? But I'm like, that can't be right because her birth certificate is right here. So either my mom got her name changed or she's lying to me about being my mother. Me being a kid at this time, I didn't even realize like this was an actual big thing for me or was going to be a big thing for me. So I was very quiet when it came to my mom about situations that I was going through, especially like me being gay, me getting bullied at school. I would never even tell her the fights that I got into unless the school called her and told her I was suspended. There were several times I got into physical altercations and beat somebody up and I just didn't tell her. This specific situation, I just didn't tell her. I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to tell her. And plus the timing of it, baby, I was already in trouble and I shouldn't have went through her paperwork in the first place, baby. I knew I was going to be in trouble. During the next year, I started to realize I was nothing like my adoptive family. And it's nothing wrong with that. I'm loud. I'm opinionated. I like to think about things and say things in a way that makes you think about what you've done or what you've said. And my family is very much put together. They're like proper, pristine. We're going to go here, then we're going to do this, and we're going to be bougie about it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But baby, I come in the door, hey, yo, I was scared. What we doing? Ting-a-ling-a-ling. What's going on? It's very fucking off-putting. And it's like, why am I the only one acting like this? Why am I the only one being like this? Why am I the only one? A lot of my family members would make comments, especially like cousins stuff about my skin complexion because they would be like, oh yeah, he's just light bright. He's not as dark as us. Baby, I'm brown, first of all. Like, huh? The older I got, the more I started to see, y'all, why don't I act like y'all? And also, where is my daddy? My whole entire life, my mother was a single mother. So for me, I never asked her who my father was because I just respected my mother enough to know that she held the fort down and I ain't gonna ask no questions. Also, on my birth certificate, which I forgot to say, I am a junior. So it said my father's name was my name. So I was like, okay, like that's not helpful. So if anybody says, oh yeah, you had access to the internet, you could have looked it up. I didn't have a computer, haha, or a phone. Okay, so every Friday, my mother loved to watch VH1. Specifically, she loved to watch I Love New York. She loved to watch Making the Band. And she loved to watch the BET Network as well. And there were a lot of shows on there that I loved as well. Of course, she would not let me watch it because she said it's ghetto and it's going to make your brain cells fry and you're not going to be an adult that's going to have motherfucking brain cells to use. All right, whatever. Now, sometimes my mom would let me watch these shows with her, but this specific Friday, when I got home, she told me to go upstairs. She took my TV and she told me to go to sleep and that she will see me in the morning. My food is in the microwave. Grab it, eat, and go to bed. Baby, I'm looking around like, God damn, what did I do now? So I go to bed because I don't have no questions to ask because that's my mama. And I wake up the next day and everything is fine. The weekend goes by normally. Everything is good. I'm chilling. Monday comes around. The house that I lived in, I would walk to school because it was right down the street. And my mom would not want to take me to school because I would wake up late all the time. That was my fault. Now, this day I woke up extra late and I was extra late to school, right? Well, I had this friend. Her name is Alexis and it is very important to this story. Alexis's mom would let her watch any kind of TV she motherfucking wanted to. Also, Alexis was into like, you know, pop culture, R&B, watching and, you know, doing the do. Anybody that knows, knows. And her used to walk to school, but because I was so damn late, we didn't meet up today. Because I was late to school, I had to go through the front office. As I'm walking into the front office, the principal is in the front, and he's like, "Oh, you gotta come here." And I'm like, "What the fuck I gotta come here for? What did I do now? Like, did he catch on to one of my fights? I ain't tell him about. Oh, well, I guess I'll be suspended again." So we walked to his office, and mind you, I really don't like this principal because he just offsetting. It's Mr. Tiggerino, and I'm like, "Mr. Tiggerino, what do you want today?" Like, we need to have a conversation because you're going to be causing the school disruptance and I don't need any problems here. And I'm like, okay, I haven't done anything. And he was like, yes, you did. And it's not on your part, but we need to figure out some things before you go onto the campus. And I'm like, okay, well, if I didn't do anything, what's the problem? He's like, okay, hold on. Number one, he was like, you're famous. And I'm like, I'm what? Mind you, I'm like, what are you talking about? Me and him don't get along. So I'm thinking he's just playing. And I'm like, we not even cool like that for you to be playing with me. What do you mean I'm famous? And he was like, you're famous. The whole school is talking about you. And the fact that your mom didn't tell us anything, we're going to have to get some background information before we let you get back on campus. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Mind you, I don't like this man. So I'm starting to get irritated because I don't know what you're talking about. And I feel like you're playing with me. And I don't like to get played with. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're going through right now. But at the end of the day, we don't really like each other. And I don't like games. And he's like, well, it's going to be a situation because a lot of kids are talking about it. And I've already called your mother and she's on her way down here. And I'm like, what the fuck did I do? Like, you're not in trouble. But again, your family is famous. All of these kids are saying that your sister is famous and it's going to be a problem because it's going to cause a disruption for the school. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? My sister is famous. I have one sister and she is from Berkeley, California. I seen her last weekend. She's not famous. And he's like, your sister's not famous? I'm like, no, my sister is not famous. He's like, wait, so you don't know who your family is? I'm like, what are you talking about? Principal, since you know so much about my family, who the fuck is my famous sister? Like, you can't use that language in this office. Your mother specifically told me not to say anything to you.
I'm gonna stop it here for just a second. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't know I was still muted, but let me just say this. Now, my question is, why did he have to find out this way instead of his mother just flat out telling him you were adopted? She didn't necessarily have to say, that his sister was a celebrity or anything like that, but why couldn't she just tell him beforehand that he was adopted? Like, this is what I don't understand with things like this, and I guess I'll probably never understand this type of stuff because I wasn't adopted. I was raised by my mom or whatever. But the thing is, I feel like when you adopt a child, it's going to be hard to keep that shit away from them. Like, it's hard to keep that away from them. Like, you can only keep that shit a secret but for so long. So I don't get when people adopt a child, they just keep that shit a secret. And then when the child finds out about it, the child has to be the person that's punished for finding out about said situation when you could have just told them from the very beginning. But I don't know. I don't know how this shit works or whatnot. Miss Ann says he kind of acts like a male version of Neffy. Well, him and Neffy have the same mom and dad. So that should answer the question as to why he act like a male version of Neffy. They got the same mama and daddy child.
Now, you have two options. One, we can send you to your first period class, and when your first period is over, either we'll come get you or your mother will be here and she'll come get you. Or you can stay in my office until your mother gets here. I said, baby, get me out this office. I'm going to first period now. He's like, okay, just go to class. Don't make any pit stops. And if you need anything, you can come back to this office. I said, I'm not going to need anything. I'm going to class. Goodbye. I'm walking to class. I step in the classroom and I see my friend Alexis, and she looks at me. Mind you, we sit in the back of the classroom anyway. So it's not like it was hard for her not to fucking recognize me. And I walk in and she's like, oh my God, it's Keyshia Cole's brother. And I just stand there and I'm looking around like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Oh my God, Fred, come here, sit down. Oh my God, you gotta tell me everything. I'm like, what the fuck? And then the teacher's like, what are you talking about? She was like, I need you to calm down, Alexis. take your seat. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to take my seat. So I sit down and Lex is like, hey, we going to cause a little scene or whatever. We going to say we got to go to the bathroom and then we going to talk about it. I'm still gagged. Because I'm like, wait a minute. Did you say Keyshia Cole? Now, I was gagged because she said Keyshia Cole was my sister. And I was still kind of stuck because I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. She's like, no, Keyshia Cole is your sister. They said your name on TV Friday night. And you know I watch all of the shows. Before me and Alexis could fucking come up with the scheme to get the fuck up out of the classroom, right? Here come my mama. I get pulled out of class. I go to the office and my mom's there. Now, the principal is like, can we sit down and have a conversation about this? My mom's like, no, come on. You're coming with me. We're leaving. And my buys, we leave. She says nothing to me. Now, I get in my mom's car. On the drive home, I'm talking about you could hear a motherfucking pin drop. And I'm talking about it would shake the room. We get home and still nothing from my mother. She's not speaking to me, not saying anything. And I'm like, I'm not saying anything because I don't even know what the fuck is going on. And why are people saying that Keyshia Cole is my goddamn sister? I go upstairs to my room and I'm like cleaning up, putting some stuff away. And my mom comes and knocks on my door. She comes in and she's like, we have to have a talk. And I'm thinking I'm in trouble because, again, I had nothing to do with this. I had nothing to do with this. Now, this next part gets me very emotional. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to shed tears. I'm going to be able to say this because it changed my life. My mother, she sat on the edge of my bed as I was sitting in my chair and she said, I am your mother. I may not have birthed you, but I am your mother. I chose you.
Here's the thing for me. I feel as though him finding out the way he did was a fucked up way of finding out. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's the part that I don't like about the whole situation. Because I would feel betrayed if I found out that way. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. I don't know. But continue.
At one point in your life, you're going to be able to make the choice if you want to see your actual biological mother. I know you're young and I know you have your life ahead of you, but these people, your mother and the family that you are biologically connected to, they have issues, they have problems, and there's a lot of things that you won't understand. And you're going to want to find them because they love you. I love you and I'm protecting you. And I'm telling you right now that no matter how much you look for them in this moment, you need to focus on your life and what makes you happy. And whatever you want, I love you enough to support you to that decision. I remember that word for word because I didn't understand. I didn't know. I didn't even get what the situation and what, like, I didn't understand how big the situation was. Sat there and I didn't say anything because, again, I'm only 12 years old. I'm not even a teenager. I didn't understand what was going on, right? And she said, are you okay? Like, do you have anything to say? Like, do you hate me for not telling you that I'm your mother? I said, no, you're my mom. Like, I don't know anyone else. I love you. You raised me. Like, I don't know anything else. She asked me again, and I don't want to get emotional. She said, are you sure you don't hate me? Again, I don't grasp the actual severity of the situation. I'm just like, I would never hate you. I love you. I love you. She said, okay, I want to tell you so that you hear it from my mouth that your sister is Keyshia Cole and your mother is Frankie. Now, this was around Christmas time. This was right before Christmas break. Everyone knew that my favorite singer is Brandy. And my second favorite singer was Keyshia Cole. And my third favorite singer was Beyonce. And the reason why I loved Keyshia Cole more than Beyonce is because she was from Oakland, California. Guess who else is from Oakland, California? I'll wait. I wanted her album. And they were promoting the album on the Keyshia Cole show because she had the Keyshia Cole The Way It Is show, right? I wanted her album so fucking bad. And my mother kept telling me that I'm not getting any CDs for Christmas, right? And I'm like, why won't I get a CD for Christmas? Like, I'm not asking for a expensive PlayStation. I'm not asking for all this other expensive shit that people want. I just want the Keyshia Cole CD. And she kept telling me, you're not getting any CDs for Christmas. Now, in that moment, it all made sense to me why I couldn't get the Keyshia Cole CD and why I couldn't get any CDs for Christmas, because she knew that that was my sister, and she did not want me to be more connected than I already was, because I loved Keyshia Cole down. After she said, Keyshia Cole is your sister, I was like, okay, well, you're my mother, and I can't change that. And yeah, like, there's only one sister that I know of. There's only one sister that I have, and her name is Brina. I can't speak for anything else. Mind you, I'm sheltered. I'm a sheltered kid. I never used to be able to go outside. I never went to parties. I never went to sleepovers. I never did any of that shit. The only thing that I had to the outside world was going to school and going to my sister's house. So I don't know anything else. I don't know anything other than my mother, Asa, said, if you need anything else or you have any other questions, come to me and feel free to ask me. But other than that, like, I'm just glad that it feels like a weight off of my shoulders. Like, I've been hiding from you since birth. And I said, no, it's okay. I love you. We moved on. I had to take a couple days off from school because all of the kids were like mesmerized, thinking that, like, you know, I knew who Keyshia Cole was. Mind you, I never met none of these people a day in my life. I didn't know I had more brothers and sisters. I didn't know that I had a whole nother family out there until that next couple of parts I'm going to speed through, because there's so much time between my middle school life and my high school life. Now, once everybody figured out my sister was Keyshia Cole, they tried to treat me like a celebrity at school. I'm glad it died off within the year. Once I started high school, I met a friend named Vania. Me and Vania, baby, that's my bitch to this day. Now, me and Vania have been mutuals on MySpace, mutuals on Facebook. We seen each other, okay? We seen each other, see each other. We didn't become really good friends until my freshman year of high school. Now, at the time, I was having a deep conversation with her, and I felt like if she's sharing her life, I'm going to share my life. And I told her, like, hey, you know, I'm adopted. It's a closed adoption, and my family is out there somewhere, you know, and my sister just happened to be Keyshia Cole. She looked at me and was like, your sister is Keyshia fucking Cole. I'm like, yeah, girl, my sister is Keyshia fucking Cole. I mean, I don't know her, but, like, that's my sister. It's like, grab my hand, we're going to the library, and we're going to find your family. Now, I'm like, I don't really want to do that because I'm happy, and I don't know what that looks like. She's like, this is why you're so misunderstood, not only in just high school, not only in just your private life, not only with your family, but in general, because there are a group of people out there that look like you, sound like you, talk like you, and are exactly like you, and you are connected to them. They just don't know you exist. Out of preference, I'm in high school. At the time of me finding out Keyshia Cole and Frankie was my mother, this was about 3.5 to 4 years ago. We get to the library, we log on, she's typing in, she gets on MySpace, and she's like, look, I want you to find your family, and I want you to be able to have a conversation with Frankie because that's your mom, and you are deserved that. Mind you, I'm like, I don't really know, girl, but I support you because I support you, bitch. We gonna do this together. I was confused because, again, I was like, you know what? I'm going to trust my friend. I love her down to this day. And I'm like, you know what? Absolutely. Well, she gets on MySpace. Mind you, I don't really know my brothers and sisters. She knew because she watched the show. She was like, listen, you got a sister named Elite, you got a sister named Nefi, and you got a sister named Tifa. We gonna message all of them. So she gets on MySpace and she messages every single last sibling I have. We wait. A day goes by. We don't hear anything. The next day, we go to the library. She gets on MySpace and she's like, friend, you got a message. Oh my God, we got a message. They said to call him, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, who is it? She's like, it's Elite. It's your sister. At this point, I'm sweating bullets because I'm like, oh my God, like, I have a sister out there that I never knew about that I can contact and talk to now. So they exchange information. Vania gives Elite her number. Elite gives Vania her number. They exchange. As soon as we leave the library, my friend, it's an old ass flip phone. She had a pink flip phone. She calls Elite. Second ring, she's like, hello. And my friend, my sister Vania, she's like, hey, I have your brother. He's in Fairfield, California. He is right here. Do you want to talk to him? She's like, yeah. Mind you, she put it on speakerphone. I'm like, hello. She's like, hello. I'm like, is this my sister? She was like, is this my brother? Immediate tears. Immediate tears. Like, where are you? Oh my God, I've been looking for you. We've been looking for you. The family's been looking for you. I'm like, Well, I didn't know that anybody was looking for me because I really didn't know y'all existed up until today because I knew I had a sister named Keyshia, but I didn't know I had brothers and sisters. Like, that's crazy. Like, I'm going to give your information to Neffy because Neffy has been trying to find you and wanting to reach out to you. This is such a big thing. We're going to like cross paths and connect because where are you? I'm in Vallejo. And I'm like, well, I'm in Fairfield. She's like, oh my God, that's so goddamn close. Vallejo and Fairfield. It's like right across. We're right there. And I'm like, oh my God. She's like, I'm going to come get you. I was like, wait a minute. I don't think you could do that. Let me talk to my mama first. I don't even think this is a thing. Like, hold on. So the phone call ends and I'm like, friend, I don't know because I got to talk to my mom. She's like, fuck, you got to talk to your mom. At this moment in time, I did not know that Neffy and Frankie were actively looking for me. So again, you got to put it into perspective of I have a family that's looking for me. I didn't know that I had siblings besides Keyshia, and I also did not know I was in a closed adoption. Backtrack. I knew I was in a closed adoption. I did not know what it meant to be in a closed adoption. Again, I know I was in a closed adoption because my mother said that. I did not know what that meant. She didn't explain it to me. She said it to me, did not explain it to me. Again, I'm probably 13 years old at this point. I don't even know what is going on, but all I know is if it's family, it's family. When I got home, I told my mother I wanted to have a conversation with her. Now, this conversation changed me and my mother's relationship up until she passed away, to the point to where I had to forgive myself I had to forgive myself. And then I had to forgive my actions. I had to forgive other people's actions, but I also had to accept the situation for what it was and that my mother knew best. So I talked to my mom that night. I sat her down and I said, hey, I want to tell you that I talked to someone in my biological family. Now she eyes wide open. What? What did you do? And I'm like, all right, before you get mad at me, I'm telling you, I talked to someone in my biological family. It was actually my sister that I didn't even know existed. Her name is Elite, and she's like, I don't want to hear nothing else. Shut up. I'm like, God damn, what I do, lady, what I do. She said, I don't want you contacting anyone without my permission. I am your legal guardian. I am your mother. These people cannot contact you without my permission because you are my son and you are not to be in contact with your mother. I started getting confused because I'm like, well, what do you mean I can't contact them if they're my siblings? Like, what's the problem? And she said, there's no conversation. If they don't talk to me, they do not talk to you. That's the end of the conversation. I don't want to talk about it no more. Don't bring it up. Don't say nothing to me. Don't talk to me about it. If they don't talk to me, and really, I don't want them talking to me. So if they don't talk to me, they don't talk to you, or I will call the police. Tried to communicate. I tried to talk to her, like, hey, girl, okay, all right, but I want to, and this is how it went. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk about it. Go to your room. Now, my mother was right. At the end of the day, she was my legal guardian. But my feelings were hurt because I felt like she didn't hear me. And I felt like in that moment, it made me want to reach out to them even more because you're telling me that I have someone that looks like me, sounds like me, and acts like me, and I cannot talk to them. I have family. And for the longest, I've been feeling like I was disconnected from everyone because they say I'm not like them. They always say I'm a light bright. They always say I'm something else. I'm different. I'm sugary. I'm sweet. I'm loud. You know, I'm what is it? Too much. But now I have a family that acts just like me. Why wouldn't I want to be a part of their life? That moment, I wish that I would have made the decision to just listen to my mother and not try to chase a family that I knew nothing about. And it's no shade to anyone. I chased something as a kid that I was not prepared for. That situation caused me to dislike my mother so much, I ran away from home. And I want you to listen to me clearly. I ran away because I felt like I was no longer a part of my mother because she told me the people that I'm bloodline connect to, she didn't want to talk to, and that I couldn't talk to them. Well, if I had to make a choice, I'm going to choose blood over everything, right? That's what my mindset was. Again, I'm 13 years old. More arguments between me and my mom happened. More fights at school happened. I felt like I could not communicate with anybody. I felt like the only people that would get me would be the people that acted and looked like me. And the more I did my research on my family, the more I seen their voice or heard their voices, seen their faces. They look like me. They sound like me. They act like me. I'm crazy too. They crazy too. I like to talk. They like to talk. They loud. I'm loud. It felt like I was missing a part of me. One day, me and my friend Vania, I told her, I want to leave. I don't want to be in my mother's house anymore. I want to leave. I'm tired of it. I don't feel like she accepts me being gay, which my mother didn't. That's a whole nother story for another day. And I also feel like she doesn't accept me for where.
Okay. So Made by Anti-Perf says the way the mother was gatekeeping was the biggest monkey wrench in the situation. I agree with that. I don't think that it was right that she was like gatekeeping him like that. I understand where she was coming from, but as a kid and you're finding this out, I feel like she felt as though he was going to find his biological family and wasn't going to want to have anything to do with her. And I don't think that that is what he wanted to do. I just think he wanted to know who he actually was. And most people that are adopted that find out that they're adopted, they do want to know who they are and where they come from and why they are the way that they are. And they want to know where they fit in. And I don't see nothing wrong with him wanting to do that. But I felt like she was real selfish in regards to this situation, in my opinion. You can't necessarily, and then she tried to hide this whole thing from him, and he still found out. And he didn't find out from her. He found out from outsiders. That's the worst way to find out anything. So she made a lot of decisions that she probably felt like was the best decision, but it probably wasn't. You feel what I'm saying? So I just feel like he was placed in an unfair predicament, though, in my opinion.
Where I come from. And if you can't accept me where I come from, you can't accept me right now, I have to go. My friend was like, don't leave the house. That is your mother. That is your mother. You don't leave that house. I said, I have to go right now. She's like, I love you. Come stay with me. We'll come get your stuff and we will leave. We packed 8 garbage bags full of my clothes and we walked them down to the bus stop. My mother chased us to the bus stop because she seen me and she yelled for me out of the passenger window. Get in the house, get in the car, I need you, get in here, you're my son. I said, I'm leaving. And we got on the bus and the bus drove off the opposite way from where my mother seen me. It was one of the most heartbreaking fucking days. Oh, by the way, it was fucking raining to the point to where I couldn't even fucking breathe. I was crying. It was raining. It was raining on my friend. It was just so much fucking going on. I couldn't even away from home with the fucking worst idea that I could ever fucking come up with. And it was the worst decision of my fucking life. Not only did I run away from home for a family that I didn't even know, I ran away from home because I felt like my mother didn't accept me for being gay. Crazy, right? Again, that's another story for another day. But at the same time, I left because I felt like I wasn't a part of her when she raised me her whole entire life. I was fucking wrong. I don't even know to this day how much stress I caused my mom because I was gone for about 3 to 4 months. I was still going to school. I was living with my friend, but not even only just that, I was trying to get in contact with my family. Now, at this point, I'm still living with my best friend, Vania, and I love her down because, again, she took me into her home. Even her mom took me into her home, and they did not have to. I could have just gone home like I fucking should have, okay? But again, I was chasing a family that I knew nothing of, and I felt like there was a piece of me that was missing. And in order for me to get that piece, I had to go find them, and I had to go be with them. Communication between me and Elite have been sparse. We really didn't talk. Like, it wasn't any kind of like close of a relationship with the next couple of months that were going on. But I ended up getting in contact with Neffy. Now, my sister Neffy, at this point in time, I don't know where she lived, but I accidentally gave her my mother's house phone number. Oh my fucking God, my mother went the fuck off. She called my friend Vania and was like, tell my son I said, don't have them people calling my phone asking me about anything. And when he's ready to come home, he can come home. But he can't come home if he got them people in his life knowing that they ain't no good for him. Now, mind you, I'm confused because I'm like, why are they no good for me? Like, what are you talking about? Like, they're just normal human beings. Like, I'm confused. Again, I don't know anything. I don't know anything other than what the internet knows. Okay, so whatever y'all knew about my family is the same thing I knew about my family. Now, that same month, it's summer. So now we're into June. I get in contact with my Aunt BB, who lived in Stockton. I stayed with my Aunt BB for the summer vacation, and then I ended up coming back to my mother's house after that. Now, if y'all don't know who my Aunt BB is, she is Frankie's sister, all right? So that would make her Keyshia Cole's aunt, which is my aunt, which is all of my brothers and sisters' aunts, right? So she has met, housed, and dealt with them on her own terms. The house that she lived in Stockton, Keyshia Cole actually filmed the show in. After the show, she ended up giving it to my aunt, who lived in Stockton, which is my Aunt BB. At the time when I was living with my Aunt BB for those 30, 35 days, I was 14 years old. I wasn't an adult. There was nothing that I could do to really do anything other than be me. My aunt was a pastor. I did not know that prior to me going there. So she was very much into the Bible. Loved it. It was amazing. I learned my Bible through my Aunt BB. That's why I tell y'all, when y'all come on here and y'all try to be social justice warriors using motherfucking clips from the goddamn Bible, baby, I know the play. I know everything about the motherfucking Bible you probably think that you thought. I know. Nonetheless, I was at my Aunt BB's house for 30 days. I tried to reach out to all of my brothers and sisters, and no one had anything to say. It was a very weird time because I felt more connected to my aunt in that moment. It felt like me and her had a moment to actually get to know each other and really be around each other. And she called, texted them every single day. And granted, people have lives. I completely understand. Back then, people have lives. People got kids. People got bills. People got jobs. But the way it was painted for me as a 14-year-old boy, as a kid who wanted to be with their family, it made it seem like it was a big achievement for them all to be together. And not one of my brothers and sisters came and see me. Not one in the 30 days. And a lot of them lived in the Bay Area. Not one of them came to see me. Now, I knew Keyshia wasn't coming. I don't know if where Neffy lived at the time. My other brother, Sam, we met up later down the line, and I love him to death, but that's another story for another day. Robert, I didn't know where he was at. Elite, I knew that she was in Vallejo at the time, and I knew Tifa was in, I think, Fairfield at the time. I don't remember. I really don't remember. It's such a fucking long time ago. As a young boy, that broke my heart because as I was leaving my aunt's house, she was sad because she was like, they didn't come see you. It's okay. Next time. It'll happen next time. It'll happen next time, and we'll get the family together next time, right? But in my head, I'm like, I was here for a month, and everybody made it seem like, when I first got here, they were, oh, that's nothing. Let me back up. When I first got there, she called everybody, and I talked on the phone with everyone except for Keyshia, understandably so. Picture was painted to me that they wanted to come see me or I would be able to hang out with my siblings at least one day. I didn't get to do that, So it kind of like painted this picture of just like, damn, this is like, are they really my family? Like, am I at some strange lady's house? Like, is this really my family? I leave, I go back home. All right. My best friend, she dropped me off at home with all of my things. My sister is there. My sister that I fuck with today, that y'all see me in videos every single fucking day, that was at my Halloween party. When I tell you, she was so happy to see me, and my mom cried and she cried, and they were so happy to see me. And I was like, it broke me because I felt so bad that I had been gone for 5 to 6 months at this point, and they have been worried to the point to where they were like, we were going to call the police, but we knew where you were. At this point, I was so hard because I was able to mask my emotions in a way that I didn't have to deal with the pain and the letdowns and the different heartbreaks and not being understood. I didn't even cry. I just gave him a hug. I was like, oh, it was nice to see you. I laughed a little bit. And then our days just went by like nothing happened. 2 years goes by. I'm 16. I get a call from my aunt. Mind you, I don't have a phone at this point. She calls my best friend, who calls me on my mom's house phone. She's like, wait, I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to see you. I'm coming to see you. And I'm like, okay, bitch, come see me, girl. I love you. She comes and gets me. And she's like, your aunt called me and she said, you're going to be able to meet your mother tonight. She's going to be in Oakland, California because Keyshia has a show and they're all going. I was hurt from the last time of me not being able to see my siblings. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go. Now, originally, I was going to pay for my own ticket to her show. But my aunt said, no, save your money. That's your sister. We're getting in. My friend drove me from Fairfield to Oakland, right? I had never been back to Oakland at this point. I had never been back since I was 9 years old. My friend had things to do that night, so she said, listen, I'm going back home. If you need me, you call me. I said, don't worry about it. I'll be able to make my way home. Also believe at that night, I also had to work. So that was a whole nother story in itself. So I'm outside of the theater in Oakland and I'm waiting for my aunt to come. Mind you, I thought my aunt was coming by herself. Aunt pulls up with her husband, my cousin, herself, and someone else. I can't remember. But it was 4 people. Mind you, I'm like, okay, I don't know how we're going to get tickets because it wasn't explained to me how we were going to get tickets. All I knew is she said, we're getting in for free and we don't got to worry about it. Walk up to the front of the theater and the man in the booth asks for our tickets. And my aunt says, we don't have tickets. This is Keyshia Cole's brother. What? He's like, okay, where's your tickets? And she's like, no. Keyshia said, we're getting in because this is her brother and she hasn't seen him and we have to get into the show so they can meet each other. What? Girl, I was like not prepared for that. Like I was not prepared. Like what are we talking about? Like how are you just going to throw the fact that I'm someone's sibling and we're all 5 of us are going to get in for free because that's my sibling?
I just want y'all to know that when I first listened to this, I enjoyed this. Now I know that this story has a lot in there, but it's the way that he's telling the story. He's a great storyteller. And I could tell he an Aquarius. He's a great storyteller. He's a great storyteller. And the way that he tells the story, it really captivates the fuck out of you. And it makes you want to hear more of the story. Now, however, this the way that the auntie decided that she was gonna flex her muscles and say that that's Keyshia Cole, brother, we getting up in the show. So that means that you never had any what's the word I'm looking for? You never wanted, like there was no intention on buying no ticket. You were just gonna sit up here and be like, well, that's Keyshia Cole, brother, we should get in for free. That's basically what that is. And hey, I ain't mad with you because I probably would have tried the same damn thing. I ain't mad at you.
What? So he's like, that's not how that works. And we weren't notified that you or anyone else was coming and we're supposed to let you in. And I was like, it's okay. How much are the tickets? I'll pay. She's like, no, you're not. No, you're not going to pay. Oh, they are not letting us into the party. We're not getting in. We are not getting in. And she's like, no, we're getting in because you're her brother and you're going to get in. Now I'm stressed. I don't even want to go no more. Take me home. Take me home. I start crying because I'm frustrated. And mind you, I'm 16. I don't know how to deal with this. This is the hardest situation I've ever dealt with because either you pay or you don't stay. That's it. 45 minutes goes by and my aunt is trying to make calls and talk to people. I don't know who she was on the phone with. And the guy was like, you know what? Just come on in. I'm not even worried about it. Just come on in. And I was like, thank you. When we leave, I will pay for our tickets because she won't let me do it in her face. When we get into the show, an hour late, she's halfway through her set. All right. Wonderful, beautiful, lovely show. She was singing. It was the first time I got to see someone that I love perform. Mind you, this is separate from my sister. I love Keyshia Cole, the artist. Okay. At this point in my life, I am a Keyshia Cole fan. I know every song from every album. This is where it started to get a little crazy, right? So she did meet and greets with people who paid for the meet and greet tickets. I'm thinking we're going to go to the show and we're going to leave. My aunt's like, no, we're going to stay and you're going to see your sister and you're going to hug her and we're going to take pictures. I'm like, I don't know about that, sister. It was hard enough to get in this motherfucker. Now you want to do a meet and greet? These people pay their good top dollars. I don't know. So we wait until the line goes down, right? Cool, lovely. No one's there. She's with a group of people like her team. I don't know none of them people. And they're like, okay, well, you guys waited. We already told her that you're her brother and you haven't met her. So we're going to take like your picture and stuff together, right? So I'm like, okay. Mind you, I was looking at her the whole time. And it was cute. It was fun. But first my aunt goes, she takes her picture, come back. She's like, come on, it's your turn. Go, go, go. So I go to the front. Before I walk up, I need you to know the outfit I had on. I had my work shirt on with an orange jacket over it, blue jeans, and some orange ass motherfucking high top Nikes, and a goddamn blue and orange Charizard beanie on. We're gonna get into that. Oh, and I had a motherfucking leather jacket on top of that, a brown leather jacket. Bitch, what? I looked the goddamn fool, looked the goddamn mess. But again, it was a crazy day. We're not gonna judge me. So I walk up and I see her and she sees me, right? And she's like, oh, that's how you looking? Girl, what? I don't even want to be here no more. Because first of all, like, what? Girl, I know you're not judging me for how I motherfucking look. Girl, you're lucky I came in the first place. My immediate response, because I'm very witty, I say, yup. Yup. Do you want a picture or not? She's like, oh, yep. You're my brother. Mm-hmm. Yep. And absolutely. Mind you, it was a girl next to her and a couple of dudes on the left-hand side of her. And on the right-hand side of her was a couple of dudes as well. And they all start laughing. And I'm like, what's funny? And everybody got silent because I want to know what's funny. And it reminded me that, number one, I don't know none of these people. Number two, they see that I'm gay and they see that I'm feminine and they see that they don't like that. And they think that it's funny to laugh at me because they think I can't take a joke. Baby, oh, I can take a joke, but I like to crack people too. So let's get it cracking. So me being the funny motherfucker that I am, the girl who was standing next to her that laughed, baby, I was like, okay. I squeezed my ass between them, turned to the right. Cheese. Bitch, I know she was motherfucking mad. Like, I know this little motherfucker didn't just squeeze in between us and did. So after we took, I think, like 3 pictures, she was like, I'm happy to see you. Oh my God. And I was like, I'm happy to see you too. Like, oh my God, like my sister, you're my actual sister. I finally got to meet one of my siblings. Like, I got to meet my siblings. It's like, oh my God, are you going to your grandmother's house tonight? And I'm like, my grandmother's house? Girl, I didn't even know she was still alive. I didn't know I had a grandmother. Like, well, duh. I mean, somebody got to come from somewhere. Like, where does she live? He said, she's in Oakland. I want to talk. I want to have a conversation. Go to your grandmother's house. It's in Oakland, and I'm going to come there later tonight, and me and you can connect. And I'm like, okay, like wow, you're being a sister. Wow, I have another older sister. Wow, I have a sister. Like, I was so happy to have another sibling, and wow. And it wasn't like a starstruck, like, oh my God, Keyshia Cole. It was like, I was so happy to have someone who seen me and they kind of understood, like, I know why you act like that. It's in our genes. Like, because I got tired of feeling like I didn't fit nowhere. I can't be loud. I can't be sarcastic. I can't be me. And it's like I had to tone everything down in order to fit in. Or I had to tone everything down to be understood as a person. I didn't have to do that because, baby, I'm like you. You like me. We like each other. So me and my aunt and my cousin and I think it was another friend that she had and her husband, we go to my grandmother's house. Mind you, and I want to be very clear, I'd never seen this house before. I ain't never been here before. I ain't know what to expect. Girl, we get to the ghetto. And let me tell you something. Wait a minute. Before you say anything, I did not grow up in the ghetto, okay? I don't know what that looks like, okay? I grew up in West motherfucking Oakland in a nice motherfucking house. My mother protected me. I was sheltered, okay? I'm a hood baby at heart, though. But I also tip my hat off. That's why I tell people, listen, it's okay to be educated. It's okay to be from the motherfucking suburbs, girl. You better claim that shit. But yeah, don't be saying out here I'm a gangbanger and I've been through the streets and not me. My adult life, that's another story though. Childhood, I was from the suburbs. So we get to her house in Oakland, and if you know anything, once you start getting to the 50s, the 60s, oh, you know what it's like in Oakland. We pull up and we get out of the car. All right. Now, my grandmother has a big red fence that covers her motherfucking house up, okay? Cool. There's this little short lady, as we getting out the car, boom, she kicked the little fence open. Mind you, I'm looking around like, y'all ain't see that? You ain't see that? And it's pitch black darkness. I think it's about like 11:30, 12 o'clock at this point. This lady with a little scratchy voice on, man, who the fuck pulling up to my mama house? Who pulling up to my mama house? Is that BB pulling up to my mama house? Aunt BB was like, there go your mama. There's your mother. There's your mother. Your mama is here. I'm like, my mama? Mind you, anytime anybody mentioned Frankie, they did not know where the fuck she was. Everybody kept telling me, I don't know where Frankie is. I don't know where Frankie is. We don't know where Frankie is. Frankie could be anywhere. We don't know where she's at, but we know she's alive. How the fuck you know she's alive if you don't know where the fuck she's at? That's confusing to me, but I digress. She's walking closer to the car, and my Aunt BB gets out. Mind you, she's still sitting in the car saying that that's your mama. I'm standing outside the car. She points, and she's like, Frankie, this your son, this your baby, come hug your baby. She looking dead at me at this point, and she's like, I ain't got no dick in a booty ass son. And I'm like, who the fuck is this lady talking to? Now, my natural instinct was just to ignore this motherfucking shit because I don't like to disrespect adults. But at the end of the day, you got me fucked up. I said, you got a dick in a booty ass son, just like I got a crackhead for a mama. I don't know who the fuck you talking to. Everybody's like, oh, no, don't do that. No. Oh, no, we gonna do that tonight. You want to get a crack-a-lacking, booty smacking, bitch? We can start from the top. Mind you, this is our first interaction. I'm talking about this is the first time that I've ever heard, seen, smelled, or been around this woman. And you're going to be homophobic? I don't give a fuck about that, baby. If you're going to throw on, make sure you can take it. Everybody tried to step between us. She laughing like the shit is funny. She's talking about, that's my son. That's my son. Talking about, you got to be a little witty to get it. That's how I know you my son. I'm looking like, what the fuck is going on in this bitch? I don't want no part. I'm hot. I'm aggravated. I'm irritated. I'm like, I'm ready to fucking go. I'm at this point. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. My aunt grabbed my shoulder and she was like, that's your mama. Go hug her. I don't care what she say. Go hug your mama. You want me to hug the lady that just told me that I'm not dick in a booty? Okay, all right. Okay, all right. For you, for the pastor, for God, for the Bible studies I went to, for the word, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I get close, I hug her, and she start crying. Oh, my son, I love you. Mind you, at this point, I'm like, should I body slam you? It's really not funny, but in that moment, I did not feel the tears. I didn't feel the emotions because I had never in my life, I had never in my fucking life been approached like that by someone I didn't even know existed in this area. She was like, I just love you. You look just like Neffy. I don't understand why we haven't been together. I'm like, girl, I'm 16. I could understand why we're not together. I got took from you. Said, forgive me, please forgive me. I hope you don't hold any grudges. And when she said that, actually, I got to get it off my chest. I said, I don't hold any grudges, but you are not my mother. That is a position that is earned and it's kept by my actual mother, who I left to chase this family. Like, nah, don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect me, son. Don't do that. Don't do that. But no, I have to give her props where props is due. If it was not for her, we would not be having this conversation. We wouldn't be speaking. And my grandmother comes outside while we're trying to have this conversation. And she like, you motherfuckers get up out my motherfucking yard or get in this motherfucking house. I don't know what it was, but it must have been the motherfucking spirit running through us of our family because all of us got in the motherfucking house and we didn't even hesitate. I don't even know this lady. I walk into her home and when I tell you it's the most beautiful, organized piece of house that I have ever seen. If you've ever had a grandmother that loved leopard print, that loved animals, that loved all of those eccentric motherfucking pieces that you can find at the old school motherfucking TJ Maxx, baby, her house was put together from the top to the motherfucking bottom. And she had the bling bling. I'm talking about gold every motherfucking where. I was like, what kind of hustler is my grandmama? What kind of goddamn drug dealer? She look at me. I'm like, hi, grandmother. She's like, I ain't your motherfucking grandma. I'm Yaya, nigga. Okay, it's time to go because what the fuck is going on? Like, dead ass, I'm so confused. What is going on? So I said, okay, Yaya, I am so sorry. She was like, don't apologize. Come correct next time, motherfucker. I will never forget that. I'm telling... Oh my God, this story is so hard to fucking tell because it pisses me off and it makes me very, very sad because of what it's like today. And I sit down and I'm like, I love you. I love the way that you are. You are me. She said, no, nigga, you are me. And remember that shit. I said, okay, girl. I'm gonna remember that. She said, now where your funky ass sister? Oh, which one you talking about? Oh my God. I'm like, I just seen her at the show. She's like, yeah, is she coming over? Where's she at? I said, I don't know. I actually don't know. If you really want to. And then my aunt gets a call and she's like, it's Keyshia. I'm like, oh, there she goes. She over there on the phone. Don't hit me. She right over there. Let me pass you. Let me pass you, girl. Don't didn't upload, but I'm going to explain part 6 very quickly. I'm not going to make this a long video. Then I'm going to post the other parts because it won't upload. Around 2009 is when my mom lost her home. And around that same time is when I ran away from home because I was gay and I was trying to understand and figure out my sexuality in Fairfield, California, of all places. This time when I ran away, I ended up leaving to go to my boyfriend's house. I stayed with him for about 6, maybe 7 months. And my mom ended up actually losing her house, losing our home, and losing her business because she got sick. My mom had a heart attack. Actually, my mom had 3 mini heart attacks that led up to a bigger heart attack. The only reason I found out my mom even had a heart attack is because the day that she had her heart attack, I decided to go home and get some clothes. The doors were unlocked. No one was home. The number one thing everybody knew about my mother was she always kept every single door locked and the porch light on. The porch light was off and the front door was unlocked. So my mother ended up having a heart attack. She ended up in the hospital. We ended up losing the business. She ended up losing the home. We ended up having to move from a 4-bedroom home down to a 1-bedroom apartment in Fairfield, California. There's a lot of things at play right now. Number one, my mother is sick. We're in a 1-bedroom apartment. She's battling with chronic illness at this point. She had a thyroid problem. I'm in school with the job, trying to figure out how to graduate, how to deal with things. I'm trying to figure out my sexuality. I'm also trying to deal and figure out with this family that I just now have met and trying to understand what that looks like. Grandmother snatches the phone and she's talking to Keyshia. I'm like, thank fucking God, because she was in my motherfucking face. I go to her fridge because I'm like, oh my God. Oh, I asked her if I could have a water. She said, absolutely. So I go to her fridge because she had a little mini water bottle. I go to the fridge. I give me a little mini water bottle. I'm like, well, this is cute. I'm going to have, a little bit of water. And my aunt was like, put that back. And I'm like, girl, why would I put that back? I'm thirsty. I want some water. She said, that's not water. That's vodka. I said, no, it's not. It's a little mini water bottle. Why would it be vodka? She was like, that's what she does. She screws it out. She pours the water out and she pours the vodka in a little water bottle. She probably going to kill me for saying this and somebody probably going to tell her, but that don't matter. This is my experience. And so I had to put the water bottle back because it was vodka and I couldn't drink that. But that's neither here nor there. I take a seat in the kitchen. I'm like, let me not touch nothing because she got some expensive stuff and I don't want to break nothing. So she's talking on the phone. My yaya is talking on the phone with Keyshia. My aunt is standing right there so she can, try to listen to the phone and see what's going on. Me and my cousin are talking. And my mama had went outside, right? Frankie exited stage left. She come back inside. And she brings my sister, who I didn't know was my sister that I met before. Tifa looking at me, I'm looking at Tifa, and I'm like, what you doing here? Mind you, we don't like each other. Now, to give you a little bit of backstory, my friend Vania was dating this man. We're not going to say his name because he's a weirdo. She was dating a man. He was cheating on her, and he was cheating on her with my sister. We ended up going to the mall one day, found out he was cheating. The girl was at the house. We went to the house. She wasn't at the house. We knew it was a girl there. We came back to the mall, met up with him. The girl ended up passing by. Whatever the story may be, they get to rumbling. They fight. My friend beat her up. She beat my sister up. We ain't going to talk about that, but we saying it. And then I'm seeing this same girl staring at me in my face at my yaya house, and they telling me that this is my older sister. So I'm looking at her like, she looking at me, and she like, what the fuck is going on here? We both bust out laughing. I'm like, not you, my motherfucking sister. She like, yeah, brother, yeah, where your friend at? Where your fucking friend at? Because she did me dirty. I'm like, take me home. Because why would you be my sister out of all fucking people? Like, how do I even explain that? And this dude with dreads walks in and he's like, oh, is that you, my brother? And I'm like, who are you? He's like, I'm Robert. I'm your brother. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you. How many of us is there? He like, it's 7 of us and you the baby that we was looking for. I said, I'm the baby. Wait a minute. It's 7 of us. God damn. And my mama started crying. She like, oh, all my babies are in the house together. And I started getting overstimulated because I'm like, first of all, I'm dealing with my grandmama who cussed me out. I'm dealing with my mama who cussed me out. My auntie over here saying goddamn Bible verses. Everybody's goddamn drinking except for me because I'm 16 and we don't do underage drinking. My cousin over here crying because she's like, oh my God, all my family is together. Tifa talking about where your friend at because I want to touch her fat ass even though she got beat up. And my fucking brother is like, I love gay niggas. What? I'm fucking overstimulated. I want to go the fuck home. We're all taking pictures. Everything is good. In walks Keyshia. Keyshia walks in. Everybody going crazy. I'm the only one who's just like, okay, like, she ain't all that. Like, she ain't all of that. Like, she ain't all of that, though. Like, it never gave in her face, though. Like, it's giving fan. Come in, she like, yeah. She like, hey. For the first time in my whole entire life of living, I felt seen. And it's going to get me emotional because for 16 years, for as long as I was on the earth, I felt like I had to hide who I was. And to be honest, I wasn't even the loudest in the room. My character wasn't the loudest in the room. My voice wasn't the loudest in the room by far. It's Tifa. She was crying, singing, twerking, crying, singing. I ain't never seen no shit like that a day in my life. But we all laughing because we like, what the hell is Tifa doing? What is going on? And my sister like, yeah, that's Tifa. Keisha like, yeah, that's Tifa. Robert and Keisha are talking. My grandmother and my aunt are talking. It was like, I don't know. It felt like I was a part of a family, and it felt so good, and it felt so necessary for my spirit, and it almost like got me to tears in a way. And once Keisha got there, she was like, "Did everybody eat? Are y'all full? Are y'all hungry? What's going on?" I was like, "I can eat." I can eat, baby. You asking the right questions now, sister. She's like, okay, well, let's go up to the street and go get something to eat. So we all get in the car, me, Tifa, my brother, and my mama, we get in the car. Her security was in the car outside too. He was outside for a long, long time. So we get in the car and we go to the, I think it was McDonald's. I really don't know. I don't know. We get us some food. We come back. It was almost like I was actually with my fucking family. Like, oh my God. Tifa was next to me. We was hugging. We was crying. My brother was next to me. He's in the front seat. We all talking. We chilling. We vibing. Like, what is going on? It gets late. Keisha's like, I gotta go because I gotta get prepared to go to the next city to do my next thing. Girl, bye. You gotta go. Peace. I gotta go because I got to go to work too. We all share personal conversation. I'm not gonna share that because I remember, but it's very like, for me, it's sentimental. But we all got to be together, and not all of us, but like I got to meet some of my siblings, and I got to meet a part of my family, right? Well, I ended up going to my sister's house specifically this night, and I called my friend. Her name is Kairani. I called Kairani. I was like, hey, do you want to go to my sister's house? She said, absolutely. So we went to my sister's house. It was a whole thing. Now, when I say my sister's house, this is on my adopted side of my family, and it's Brina, the one that y'all see on TikTok all the fucking time. I didn't tell my sister what the fuck I did that night. I didn't tell nobody that night specifically because I didn't want to get in trouble. Because remember what my mama said to me about if I was to ever talk or be around them people? Yeah, she would, I ain't want no part. Now, I get home the next day. After I go to work, I get home, and my mom has some questions. Asked me, what did I do last night? And I'm like, oh, I just went out with some friends and I went to work. She's like, no, like, where were you last night? And at this point, I started panicking because I'm looking around. I'm trying to think, like, in my head, how many possible scenarios could she have? What can I go through in my head to figure out how she would know where the fuck I was at? Because I don't know how she would know because I don't have a phone and she don't have social media. My mom didn't have social media. So how the fuck would she know? Before I even get into how she found out, let me tell you how she found out. So number one, my sister is all over social media. She had like 3-4 pages at the time, right? On my adopted side of my family. She followed my friends, right? I took a picture. Remember I told you me and Keyshia was taking pictures together and all of us was taking pictures together and all my brothers and sisters, we had pictures together? Yeah. Somebody sent them to me, so I sent them to her. Yeah. And then she posted them on Facebook. And my sister seen it and she told my mama. Stupid, right? Oh, my mother asked me, hey, where were you last night? And I'm like, I was with my friends. I told you. She said, I asked you, where were you? And I was like, oh, you're asking me like location? Oh, I was in Berkeley, with Kairani. And yeah, I don't even know what fucking lie I came up with, honestly. But I know I said I was with Kairani. I know I said I was with Berkeley. She was like, I don't like that you're lying to me. I'm going to ask you one more time, and you're going to tell me the truth. Where were you? I said, we went to a show. She said, whose show did you go to? I don't know why my stupid ass said this. And I remember this I said Beyonce. She said, you wasn't at no fucking Beyonce concert. You went and you saw your sister. And immediately I'm like, ooh, yeah. I was like, the tickets were gifted. And me and Kairani went. She's like, no, you didn't, because you took pictures with her. And Kairani wasn't in not near one picture. I said, oh, she didn't want to be in them. She's like, no, because you took pictures with your aunt. I have the pictures right here. She said, and then I caught you with pictures with Frankie. Yeah. I was like, yeah. Do you know right now I can call the police because you are in a closed adoption. You are a fucking minor. I can call the police right now and I can have her locked up in jail right now because she's not supposed to have contact with you. Like, how am I supposed to know that? How am I supposed to know that? And she was like, I told you, you don't have contact with them. They contact me. If they don't contact me, you don't contact them. And now I'm crying because I'm like, yo, like, why are you being like this? Like, chill out. Like, I get it, but chill out. Like, come on. And she's like, no, like, it's no chill. It's no chill. You either respect my rules or you will get out of my house because I don't think that you understand how much disrespect you just did me. Like, I didn't disrespect you. I gave you respect the whole entire time I was there. And she's like, no, you didn't respect my wishes. I told you not to go. And I told you what to do. And I told you how it should be. And you did not listen. That means you don't care about me. I'm like, I do care about you. Are you listening to me? She said, well, if you don't listen to me, you can get out. I said, okay, all right. If you want me to get out, baby, don't worry about that. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. I'll pack my bag. But actually, my mom is now telling me to get out of the apartment because, again, she told me if I speak to those people when I don't have the permission to by myself, that I need to listen to her rules or I need to get out. And that's what I did. Now, at this time, my mother is...
Okay, y'all. So first of all, I was listening to this whole entire thing, but as you can see, I started back putting my sheets on my bed while it was playing, while y'all enjoyed it. First things first, before we continue on, let me look at my super chats because I see that I got some. So shout out to Mayor Wolf 7291 for the 1999 super chat. Thank you for the happy holidays. What else is going on? We got Building New 53 for the 9.99 super chat. Thank you. And we got Banji Baby 21 4.99 super chat. Okay, now I'm captivated. He ain't took a breath. And no, he has not. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know how that even happened. But let me go back to sharing my screen again so we can go back to where we was at. Okay. All right, there we go. We're supposed to be right here. Put this back up here. All right. Let me see. It says, Scotty, you look so sleepy. Baby, I am. I'm definitely sleepy, y'all. I am very sleepy. But we gonna get through this whole video. This whole video was literally like an hour and 47 minutes, and we're like an hour into it now. So I think I could give y'all another 47 minutes of this video. But let's continue. We got 210 people up in here. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're brand new to the platform, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. All right, love you guys. Let's continue on, y'all. I told y'all we got the tea today.
Very sick. She has a thyroid condition. She has a walker. She can't really do much. She really can't drive. My sister is helping her go to different appointments and things like that. It's a very rough time. Like, it's been 2 to 3 years since my mom has lost her home. She hasn't been able to recoup, get better. Everything is going downhill. It's getting worse. So I can understand the heightened emotion around, like, why are you doing this? I didn't necessarily feel like I did anything to slight or wrong my mother, but at the same time, I understood that she had a rule and I didn't listen to her rules. I was also being a little rebellious to the fact that I knew that I wanted to meet my family, but I also love my mom and I wanted to respect her wishes. But in that moment, I was fed up. I got tired of people telling me what to do. I got tired of people telling me what my life needed to look like. I got tired of people telling me I didn't look or sound or feel or understand them because I was different. I got tired. So I wanted to fit in where I thought that I needed to be. So I left. I packed my things and I left. I called my aunt and I told her, hey, can I come stay with you for a little while? She said yes. So my friend Vania dropped me all the way off from Fairfield to Stockton at my Aunt BB's house. Now, I stayed with my aunt for about 3 to 4 months before I decided to come back to Fairfield. The reason I ended up coming back to Fairfield in the first place is because me and my ex got back together. This next part is very emotional for me, and I want you to really listen, and I want you to hear me because it's very hard for me to talk about this. There is a lot of traumatizing things that come next. Now, my aunt had the house in Stockton. She had a 4-bedroom home. So my aunt and her husband lived in one room. My cousin Ajane lived in another room. My cousin Leslie and her husband lived in one room, and their boys lived in another room. So I slept on the floor in it was like a living room at the top, but it was on the second floor, which I loved. I appreciated so much because, again, me and my mom weren't seeing eye to eye, and it was very hard because I didn't want to leave, but my mom basically said she didn't want me there, so I left. Now, my aunt ran recovery homes. She had 2 homes. She had a woman's home and a men's home. Both of these homes had recovering addicts. She had people that were trying to get closer to Christ because, again, my aunt was a pastor, and her whole goal in life was to help people get from off the streets and doing drugs and into the fucking church so that they can get their life together. And I commend it. Baby, that was something I loved that my aunt did, because at the end of the day, she understood that our family had a drug problem, and she understood that her closest loved ones had a drug problem. So she wanted to do her job or something from God, able to help these people get their lives together, right? And it's commendable. So my aunt was like, I don't feel comfortable with you just laying on the floor in here. You know, I really feel like you deserve to have like a room, a bed, something, anything. So she was like, how about we go check one of the homes out? You know, we have a room there. I feel like you can stay in there. And I'm like, absolutely. Absolutely. Baby, I can get my life together. Like, I know that I'm not going to school right now. I know I'm not doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing right now. But if I can get like a stable place out here, and then I can go to school and I can get a job, I can actually do something as a young, well, I'm not an adult yet, because again, I'm 16, but I can actually help and get my life together to where I need to be. Now, we go to the men's home, and the men's home has 3 bedrooms. One of them is not taken, but it doesn't have anything in it. Like, it needs a bed, it needs a full setup. It didn't have anything in it. The other 2 were occupied. I can't remember the guy's name. It was a white guy, and there was another guy who I won't name because he's in jail, and that's another story. It's not my story to tell. I believe he got out. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Again, it's not my story. And then she had 2 couches, a TV, it was a kitchen. It was a really nice setup. And she was like, this can be your room. She was like, I'm thinking like, so that you can get comfortable for tonight. Like, you can go stay at the house and everything will be great. She said, and then your Uncle Lonzo is coming. Now, your Uncle Lonzo, you've never met him before, but he wants to come stay here. He's going to be, you know, paying some rent as well. He'll be staying here from time to time, but I really want to help your Uncle Lonzo get off the street. I knew nothing about Uncle Lonzo. I didn't know. I've never seen him, never heard him. This is the first time of me hearing the name Lonzo, Uncle Lonzo, anything like that, right? So she leaves me there, and she's like, I'm going to come back, and then me and you are going to go back to the house and get some of your things since you feel like you want to stay here, right? And I was like, absolutely. I don't have a problem with it. Like, I want to get comfortable and stay here and, you know, see what it's like. Absolutely. I don't have a problem with sleeping on a couch either. Absolutely. You know? Now, my aunt comes back and she brings Uncle Lonzo. The best way that I can describe Uncle Lonzo is the motherfucker Pinky. Pinky from Friday After Next. It's Pinky, nigga. That's Uncle Lonzo to the T. Motherfucker is loud. This motherfucker is crazy. This motherfucker don't give a fuck about nothing. I'm talking about the most otherworldly shit is coming out this motherfucker's mouth. Mind you, I've never met him before. So my aunt is like, Uncle, this your Uncle Lonzo. This your nephew. And he's like, nephew? Which one? And I'm like, oh, I'm the baby. He's like, you Frankie baby? I'm like, yeah, I'm Frankie baby. He's like, all right, cool. I fuck with that. At this point, you got to remember, I'm starting to like freak out because I'm like, is he staying?
Now, I'm about to tell y'all right now, because I'm still here. Although I'm off camera, I'm still here. I'm sorry. Damn. People calling me. I'm still here. I'm just making up my bed. That's why I'm off camera. But I'm finna warn y'all. Let me put my phone on silent, child. But I'm about to warn you guys. This part is a trigger warning. I'm letting y'all know this right now. So prepare yourself, because it's a motherfucking trigger warning. Now, I'm going to continue on while I make up my bed and let y'all listen. I'll be back with more commentary.
Because he smelled like a 40 and a goddamn Newport 100 that was smoked 2 minutes ago. I don't really like that. It's like, hey, come on, we're going to go to the house to go get some of your clothes, and we're going to leave your Uncle Lonzo here, and we'll come back and we'll, you know, hang out for a bit, and then we'll leave you here, and then I got to go somewhere else. Completely fine. Absolutely. So we go to the house. I pick up some stuff. I say bye to my cousins. I'm like, oh, I'm going to the other house. They're like, oh my God, look at you. Yada, yada, yada. Congratulations. You got a little room. You'll be getting your life together. I'm like, absolutely. We go to the other house. My aunt drops me off. She's like, if you need anything, call me. You got my number. I'll be back here in the morning to come get you. We'll go get breakfast, X, Y, and Z. I'm like, all right, cool. Love you. See you later. My Uncle Lonzo, he's in the kitchen doing whatever he's doing. And I'm like, okay, I'm not really going to interact a little bit because it just seems like he's off his shit. And I don't want no parts of that. Around 10:30, I get tired. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to sleep. So I put all of my stuff. There was a cabinet by the front door that was behind the couches. So it was like not really like a big cabinet, but it was like a long cabinet. So I put my backpack, because I had my backpack and I had another bag. I put my backpack and I put my other bag underneath there. And she gave me a blanket and then a pillow and a pajama set. So I changed into my pajama set. I got my pillow. I got my blanket. I went to lay down. Around 12 in the morning, maybe 12:30 in the morning. I don't know. The energy for me, I was asleep, but something just like told me to wake up. And like my eyes were like hella heavy because I'm like, ooh, fuck, I'm hella tired because we have been out all fucking day. I lean up just a little bit because I'm just like, let me reposition myself. And he is on his knees sitting next to me because I'm laying flat on the couch. I lay on my back. Don't worry about that. That's what it is. I'm laying on my back. So I sit up a little bit and he has his hand on my private area. Mind you, I immediately flip the fuck out. I immediately flip the fuck out. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck up off me, you bitch ass nigga. He immediately gets up and put his hands around my motherfucking throat. He's like, you shut the fuck up, nigga. Shut the fuck up. Don't say nothing, nigga. Now I'm crying. Now I'm in tears. Now I don't know what the fuck to do because I'm like, this nigga finna kill me. I don't even know him. Like, is this even my real uncle? Like, I don't even know what the fuck is going on. Now he's choking me and I'm like, I can't fucking breathe. So I punch him in his motherfucking stomach and he falls back. And he's like, yeah, nigga, you gonna hit me or I'm finna kill you. Run to the bathroom. I lock myself in the fucking bathroom and I call my aunt. I'm like, please come pick me up. Please come pick me up. Please come pick me up. He's not banging on the door. He's not being loud. He's not saying anything. There is no words, no interactions, no nothing. I'm in the bathroom. I locked. I cried. I'm crying. I'm on the phone with my aunt and she's like, I'm on my way. I'll be there in a minute. What happened? Tell me what happened. So my aunt comes to the house. When she walks in, I don't know what she sees. I don't know what they say to each other. I don't even know if they have a conversation. But I do know she's banging on the door and she's like, open the door, open the door, open the door. I love you. Please come out. And I'm like, I'm not coming out if I see him. If I see Lonzo, I'm not coming out. She said, okay, we're going to put him in the room. And then when you come out, we'll just walk out the house fast. So she puts him in the room. She comes back. She knocks on the door and she's like, okay, he's in the room. So I open the door with my head down. And I'm like, I don't want to talk about it right now. Can we just go? I'm crying, like sobbing. I've never in my life had no shit happen to me like that, like ever. We get in the car and she's like, please tell me, please, nephew, just tell me what happened. I said, I don't want to talk about it. We can talk about this in the morning. I don't want to talk about this right now. I just want to go to sleep. We get to the house. I go to the living room that I had been sleeping in before, and I went to sleep, and my aunt was there on the other side because there was two couches, one couch on the right, one couch on the left. I slept on the smaller couch, and when I woke up, I seen her on the bigger couch because I think she was just worried about me and trying to worry about what was going on and trying to figure it out. So I wake up, and my movement wakes her up, and she's like, nephew, what happened? Please tell me what happened. I need us to understand what happened last night because why were you frantic? And I'm at this point now, I'm back in tears. I don't want to get emotional. Back in tears, and I'm like, it's hard for me to talk about it because I really didn't want to tell her because I don't know who he is to her. Like I get like that's your brother, but I don't know how close they are. So I'm like, I don't want to tell you what your brother just did to me, but I also need to tell you because I don't know what to do. My cousin Leslie, she comes out the room and she's like, what happened? Why were you so frantic? Like, what was going on? All right. I was asleep. And then when I woke up in the middle of the night, Uncle Lonzo had his hands on my private. Everybody is looking at me because my cousin is there, my aunt is there, and some of her kids are there, but they're so young that they don't really understand. I believe they're like 3 and 5, 5 and 3, 5 and 8. I don't really know, but they're not old enough to understand and comprehend what I just said. I don't know how better to say this. I woke up in the middle of the night and his hand was on my private area and I moved him out the fucking way. I don't know how, but what can I say? My cousin Leslie, pissed. She's so mad and she's like, I knew he shouldn't have been there. He should have never went to that fucking house. It's okay because we gonna handle it. My aunt's like, no, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna talk this out. We're gonna be a family and we're gonna talk about this. At this point, I don't know what to say because I had never been through it. I'd never been through a situation like this. I had never dealt with a situation like this ever in life. I didn't know how to react. I didn't know how to respond. I froze. I don't know like what. My brain shut down. Because I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. It's like nothing you can really physically or verbally do besides just sit there. Now, my cousin says, listen, you will never have to be around that man ever again, and I will make sure of it. I love you. Do not worry about this. We're going to make sure this is handled. Now, my aunt, she goes into her room, and I don't know what she was doing. She was probably on the phone or, whatever the case may be. But I'm just sitting there with my cousin, and I'm crying because I don't know she's like, why won't you just talk? Just talk to me. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say besides what he did. And I'm just like, I don't know. My aunt came out of the room and she said, listen, we're going to figure this out. I'm going to go to the other house. Okay. I'm going to have a conversation with him. And then I'm going to come back here. And then I'm going to have a conversation with you. And then we're going to get to the bottom of this. And before she left, she said, I believe you 100%. My aunt said, I believe you. I love you. I believe you. You are nothing but a bright, shining light in my life. You would never lie on something like this. I love you. I got your back. Now, my aunt's husband, Uncle Mike, was downstairs and he said, hey, you need to come downstairs. I think you need some breakfast. I think a nice meal will cheer you up. And my cousin was like, come on, cousin. We're going to go downstairs and we're going to go get some food. Now, we both go downstairs and my aunt in her kitchen, they had an island. And at this island, they had a bunch of different bar stools. And I sat on one side and she sat on the other side. She gets a phone call. She goes upstairs into her room to take the phone call. It was important. Now, a couple of minutes go by, maybe like 5-10 minutes go by. And my aunt comes back. And lo and behold, she comes back with my Uncle Lonzo. Now, I'm eating my food. I look up, I see my aunt, and my Uncle Lonzo walks in the kitchen behind her. And immediately you can see the pissed off look on his face. He's mad as fuck. My aunt turns around and tells him to go upstairs to the second floor. And he says, fuck that. You gonna say I put my hands on you like that? I'm gonna show you how I can put my hands on you. He comes around the counter. As I'm getting up, because I'm in a bar store, I'm trying to get up because I'm like, oh, I guess we're about to fight now. Because what else did you coming over here for? I can't even react before he grabs the chair. He snatches the chair down. He punches me twice in my face. My Uncle Mike comes and he grabs him and he picks him up because my Uncle Lonzo is not that big. He picks him up and he holds him and he pushes him out. And he's pushing him out the front door. Crying. I'm on the floor. I'm holding my face because he punched me twice in my face. And I'm crying and I'm trying to get myself together because I'm just like, why am I here right now? What did I do? Moment, I immediately regret leaving home. I immediately regret trying to look and search for my family. I immediately regret everything that led up to this point because I felt like it was my fault. It was my fault. I should have never left home. I should have listened to my mother. I should have been strong enough to be like, you know what? I don't need y'all right now. I need to wait, like my mama said. Felt like this was punishment for me not listening to my mother because she told me specifically, do not talk to those people until they talk to me. And I went against her word, and I shouldn't have. My aunt runs from out of her room. My cousin runs from out of their room. Everybody's crying. They're like, what happened? And I'm like, he punched me in my face. He tried to fight me. He snatched me out of the chair. Everybody's hysterical because they're like, what the fuck is going on? Why is he doing that to you? He's never coming back here. I never want any parts. I never want anything to do with him. Uncle Mike got in his car and he took Uncle Lonzo wherever the fuck he took him. I don't know where he's at. And mind you, I'm older now, so I don't even know if he's still alive. Have much to say for the rest of the day. I didn't say anything. My eye hurt, my chin hurt because he hit me twice. And again, I want to preface this. I'm 16. He is older than my Aunt BB, and my Aunt BB died in her late 60s. I want to make that very clear. At the time, he had to be in his late 40s. I'm a minor. I'm just a fucking minor. And it's so sick because I didn't know him. I don't know him. To this day, I don't know nothing about him besides that was my Uncle Lonzo. Next couple of days go by very, very long because I'm planning to leave. I had texted my friend and I told her, hey, I need to get home. And she said, okay, I'm going to give you money so that you can get home. Take Amtrak. I said, absolutely. So I packed my things in the middle of the night. I left. I got on Amtrak and I took my ass from Stockton all the way down to Fairfield. My friend picked me up from BART. And from that day on, I never spoke about the situation. No one even knows that this happened besides the people that were there. From this moment on, I went and I made amends with my ex and I went to go live with him. I felt bad for what I put myself through, but I also felt bad for putting my mother through that because she was right. My mother was right the whole time. And it's not that she was right in the sense that my family is a horrible place and horrible people. I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready to be there. I'm 6.
I'm gonna tell you just like this. I feel like Lonzo been doing it, and I feel like he's done that to one of the folks in the family. Because if he could do that shit to him, I'm sure he's done it to somebody else. And the fact that they didn't call the police, the first thing that they chose to do was, we're going to have a conversation. We're going to get to the bottom of it. I believe you. Well, if you believe me, it's nothing to get to the bottom of. Take his ass on. Like, it ain't nothing for us to even talk about at this point. Take his ass the fuck on. You feel what I'm saying? So absolutely not. He shouldn't even been around. And I don't know why you thought it was a good idea for him to even stay in the house with that man by himself. I'm sure you knew that your brother was a weirdo. Like, I'm sure you knew that. So why on earth would you think that it would be a great idea for you to let your nephew stay in the house with that man? You feel what I'm saying? Mm-mm. And he was sheltered. He should have never been left alone at all. And if you was gonna put him in that house, you shouldn't have let Alonzo stay in that house at all. That's how I feel. But let's continue.
Fucking teen. I don't know nothing about nothing. I've been with one person my entire life, and we didn't even have sex yet. My idea with my ex was kiss. We didn't. What? I knew really nothing of that life because I was sheltered. You got to remember, at this point, I knew nothing of nothing. Told myself that I wanted to graduate early, right? I said, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to get out before I'm 18. I also attempted to try to repair me and my mom's relationship, but it was very, very hard, considering the fact that I am gay. And my mom came from a time period where that's not normal to be out and to wear bright colors and to be different and to be vibrant and to be gay in the open. So she was sick. So she was battling chronic illness. And a lot of my family on my adopted side, they were trying to understand how to deal with my mom because, again, she was a very closed person. My mom would hate me telling this story and talking about this. If I would, baby, she would try to sue me. Yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go talk to my mother. So I ended up just going to my mom's house and I just showed up. And she was like, I love you and I miss you. Oh my God, why are you here? What you doing? Let me put my wig on. Me and my mom talked for about an hour and a half, and we really just hashed a lot of things. We didn't get down to the actual nitty gritty. Again, I'm 17 at this point. We didn't get down to the nitty gritty of the conversations, but I told her, like, I'm sorry for leaving you when you needed me the most. I'm sorry for not being there when I probably missed so many appointments. God knows how many days. I don't know how many days I have left with you. Now, my mom was not an apologetic type, so she did say, you know, I could have had a conversation with you about things, and you're trying to figure out life, and there's no rule book to being a parent. And I said, absolutely. Now, June comes around, and I graduate early. And now, when my graduation came around, again, it was in June, and I was graduating a year early. I invited all of my biological family and everybody from my adoptive family. And it was a sad time because only specific people showed up and everybody got the invitation. Again, I get it. We're not all close at this point. It's been about a year and a half since I spoke to anybody in my biological family because, again, I was 16 and the shit that I had to go through, I was like, I don't want to speak to them. I don't want to talk to them. I don't even really want to be around them. The fucked up part is when I sent my invites for my graduation, because I knew I was graduating early. I was graduating literally a year and a half early. I sent everyone an individual invite. So I sent all my brothers and sisters an individual invite. I sent my aunt an individual invite. And I sent my cousins an individual invite, right? The fucked up part is none of my brothers and sisters came. Not only did none of my brothers and sisters came, which understandable, the only one that responded to me was Neffy. And she said, I can't make it because I have a lot of things going on. Completely understandable. I know that you're an adult. I get it at this time. Again, I'm 17. So I'm like, I'm starting to learn that life is not easy. You got to really struggle in these streets. I lied. I actually got a response from Keyshia. I asked her, I messaged her on Twitter. I was like, hey, I want to invite you to my graduation. I would like to see my sister there, you know, and if you don't want to come, you can come to the dinner afterwards. And she specifically said, why would I come to your graduation when you didn't come to mine? Keyshia told me that she was not coming to my graduation, baby. I already knew none of my biological siblings were going to come because, again, we're not close. I haven't spoken to them or anyone since I seen them in Oakland. And the last time I had...
Keyshia is such a bitch. I'm sorry, but I just had to say that. Keyshia is a bitch for that. Because why would you tell that boy that, talking about why would I come to your graduation and you didn't come to mine? How would he come, girl? He a child. Just say you ain't want to go. Oh, baby. Cussed out ain't even the word. Okay. She would have got all this mouth that day. I promise you she would have got it. Promise you she would have got it. And this boy number 16, 17 years old. How long ago was it? How long ago it was since you graduated? That is crazy. Get the fuck out of here, Keyshia.
Spoken to anyone in my biological family was when I was living with my aunt. So I already knew, baby, if they're not going to come, I'm not going to expect anybody from my biological side to come. Now, the day before my graduation, my aunt calls me and says, hey, me, my daughter, and your cousin, Ajane, we're going to be there. I don't care what it is. I'm going to make sure that we drive down and we're there. No shade, I was fucking shocked because I hadn't heard from them in like months since I told them like, hey, my graduation is coming up in a few months, yada, 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 right? And I understand, like, at that point, people are busy. At this point, I got 2 jobs. I'm about to go to college, so I understand how people can get busy. And I just was like, if they come, they come. If they don't, they don't. Also, no one ever mentioned what happened with Lonzo. It was kind of just a thing that everyone put to the side. No one spoke about it. I never spoke about it. I never made it a situation. In the back of my mind, though, it was always there because I should have never went through that. That shit hurt my feelings. It hurt my heart. It broke my heart. Like, me and my aunt were so fucking close. I loved her to death. It broke me. I can't blame her, and I never blamed anybody for someone else's actions, especially knowing the situation. I couldn't blame her. She didn't know what was going on. She probably didn't even know he was like that. Now, I told my adopted mother, hey, Mom, I'm graduating early. And she was like, I'll believe it when I see it. And I'm like, my mother didn't have a lot of faith in me in graduating early because, again, I had been running away. Although I still had good grades, there was a point in time where I stopped going to school because I wasn't living with her, and I lived in Richmond for 3 to 4 months. And then when I started living with my ex, I stopped going to school. I just got discouraged. I kind of want to just give up on life, you know? I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to expect anymore. When I told her I was graduating a year early, she was like, I've never heard of that. I don't believe it. I don't even understand how you would be able to graduate early when you were behind. And when I went back to school, I was behind credits. I think I was behind 130 credits. I ended up taking an extra period after school. I also ended up going to summer school, and I also did an after school program that was a computer class that was an accelerated class of every class that I was taking so I could earn extra credits that I was missing. When I started doing my summer school classes, I did not realize that I was already caught up on all my credits to graduate. I was literally ahead of schedule. I think we needed 230 credits, and I had 190 credits. And then when I went into my junior year, they were like, oh, you have a lot of credits. And I was like, okay, what am I supposed to do with that? They're like, okay, well, you'll only take these classes and then you'll be able to graduate this year with, what is it, the 2012 class or whatever the case may be. I can't remember the fucking year. So I just did that and I graduated early. Now, I had like 6 or 7 months to myself to work, you know, help my mom around the house when she needed it because, again, at this time I had moved back in. June comes around and it's graduation time. I get my cap and gown. You know, I think I ended up getting an award. I can't really remember because, again, that day was very hard for me. It was a very fucking bad day. So I'm getting calls from my Aunt BB. I got calls from my best friend. I got calls from my grandmother on my adopted side. Everybody who said they were going to come, they came. It was my best friend, Fania. It was my best friend, Christian. It was my friend, Kairani, my cousin, Leslie, my cousin, Ajane, my Aunt BB, and my grandmother, Glennis. They all went, and my cousin, Mariah. They all went to my graduation. Now, my mother the night before said, because I told her I got my cap and gown.
Well, one thing about it, Aunt BB, no, she showed up for you. I could tell you that. Aunt BB showed up, honey.
Here's my diploma, because they ended up giving me my actual fucking diploma early. She was like, wow, you're actually graduating. She was like, okay, I'm coming. Oh, also, my friend at the time, Narelle, and her mother, Marcel, also came to my graduation. Loved them forever. Day of my graduation comes and I set everything up so that my mother could be comfortable because, again, you got to remember she's going through a thyroid condition. My mother is a little bigger than she's been in a long fucking time. She can't walk. She can't stand for a long period of time. And genuinely, I set it up so that she could have her walker. I even set it up with the people there at the center that I was graduating at. Actually, it was Solano Community College. I set it up with them so that she can have even another wheelchair so she doesn't have to take her personal one so that they can actually walk her to the stands. And she was going to sit directly in front. Hey, Mom, are you getting ready? What's going on? I'm getting ready. You know, I'm ready to graduate. I do have to go to work after this, but hey, as long as I'm able to do this with you, like, this is going to be so much fun because I want you to understand that I've worked so hard to get to this point in my life. Like, girl, I'm graduating early. You don't have a kid that graduated early. I mean, a lot of people don't have children that even graduate. Like, I'm ready for you to see me actually accomplish something. She turned and looked at me and she was like, I'm not coming. I don't feel good. I'm sick and I just can't be there. And at first I was just like, oh, maybe she'll get over it or whatever. Like, maybe it's just like a thing. And she was just like, you know what? I'm really not coming. Like, because I asked her again, I'm like, hey, are you coming? Like, hey, are you getting ready? It's going to be in 45 minutes and we have to drive to Cordelia. Like, I need you to get up. And she's like, I'm not coming. Like, I don't feel good. I just don't feel good. And I'm just not coming. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, all right, like, no, don't worry about it. Like, no, don't worry about it. Don't trip. She was like, don't be sad. Please don't be sad. I really don't feel good. And I was like, you know what? I understand. Like, you don't got to worry about it. Like, it's okay. Like, I love you forever. And I don't want you to think that I'm holding this against you at all. It was like, please don't be mad at me. I just really don't feel good and I don't feel comfortable being there and I feel sick and I don't want your day to be taken away from you. I'm like, no, it's not taken away from me, Mom. Like, don't worry about it. Like, you know, and I was like, you know what? I'll just stay home with you. Like, I'm not going to go. I'm just not going to go. It's all right. We'll stay home. I know you don't feel good. Like, I'll go down the street and get you some motherfucking Subway. You know, don't even worry about it, girl. We can graduate another day. I know my mom had health issues and I know she was going through a lot of things. So I can understand she does not feel good. And I did not want her to be scrutinized or penalized because she couldn't show up for me when she's not feeling good. Like, my mom had a whole sickness. Like, come on, man. Like, I could never hold that against her. Like, I could never be mad at her for not being able to be there for me when she's battling her own things, especially a sickness, when I don't know what it was like to live in her skin every day and to be sick. I don't know what that's like. I'm sitting there with her and she's like, get ready. I want you to go. Get ready. I want you to go. I'm like, no, it's okay. I'm going to stay home with you. You are sick. Like, I want to take care of you. Like, I'll go get you some medicine. I'll make you some soup. And then I'm going to go to the store and grab us some stuff. And then we could watch a movie. And then my friends pull up and they're like, why are you not dressed? And I'm like, oh, my mom is sick, so I don't think I'm going to go. And my best friend was like, you're getting in this car. Your mother said already, she already told us, she already said it. She's already said it multiple times for you to go. You're getting in this car. You're walking across that stage. I don't care what you're talking about. Like, at this point, I'm just in tears because I'm just like, fuck. Like, I want to do this with my mom, but I also don't want to leave her because she's sick. But I also want to enjoy this moment. But it's just like so much going on in my fucking head. Like, it's just so fucking much. I end up getting in the car. My mom gave me like $30 to $40. And she was like, I love you. And congratulations on your big day. And I'm like, I wish you could share it with me, but it's all right, Mom. Like, don't worry about it. Like, I'm going to walk across stage and then I'm going to call out of work and I'm going to come home and then we just going to relax and we going to enjoy our day. But we pull up to Solano Community College because that's where we were graduating from. And again, these are people that I've never interacted with because, again, I'm graduating with the class ahead of me because I'm graduating early. So I don't see anybody that I know. It was just my friends and they told me to run in because I was already late. I think I was like 10 minutes late. So I run in and then I see somebody and they're like, hey, are you here for the graduation? I'm like, yes, I'm here. Can you show me where we're supposed to sit? Because I don't know where I'm going and I don't know how to do this. I didn't even go to the first one because I had to go to work when we were supposed to practice walking across the stage. I don't know where the fuck I'm supposed to go. So I told them my information. I gave them my papers. They said, this is where you going. So literally as they're like playing the music for people to walk across the stage, luckily my last name starts with the R. So I didn't have a problem. Or they hadn't called my name yet. So I didn't have a problem with walking across the stage. I sat in my seat that I was supposed to be in. A bunch of strangers, all of them looking at me like, who the fuck is this? But when we get to the part where they're calling my name, everybody else that they called, there's so many people clapping for them, cheering for them, clapping for them. And I'm just like, I hope like my people are here and they can clap and cheer for me because, again, my mom's not here. And I want them to be loud because I worked so hard for this, right? And I think it was just me I couldn't hear because they were in the stands, but when they called my name, it was dead silent. I was fucking it down. Like, it was so fucking silent, but bitch, I was like, fuck that shit. If y'all gonna be silent and y'all can't hear how great or how amazing that and how hard it was for me to get to this point, I'ma scream. So when they said, you're gonna walk or come to the front or whatever, fuck, I was like, what? I was cussing and everything. And that was another thing. I left my sash. So I left all of my sashes at home, right? And I was like, fuck, because we were rushing and I was crying and I couldn't go back and go get them. So I ended up taking my friend's purple fucking scarf and putting it around my neck as if it was a sash. So I'm walking across, I grab my diploma and I'm like, whoa, screaming for myself. And then everybody else started getting loud. There was a photographer in front of us, and he was like, can I take your picture? I'm like, oh, yeah. He was like, okay, well, I already did. He was like, can I get your name? I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, why do you want my name? He was like, oh, it's just because I wanted to know, what school and whatever the fucking case. I really can't remember what he said, but I was so hyped up in that moment. I was like, fuck it, I don't give a damn. Here, have all my information. Did I know he asked my motherfucking name because he put me in a fucking newspaper. I walk off the stage for my graduation. I end up going to the stands because that's where everybody went after the graduation. And I seen my fucking twin, my best friend Vanita, holding the sign up. They're talking about something. Congratulations, bitch. And I'm like, I don't think that's responsible or respectful, but it's all right. But let it slide this time. I also seen my aunt BB. I also seen my cousin Leslie, my cousin Ajane, my grandmother Glennis, who. That's another story for another fucking day. Like, there's so many.
Now, the cousin Leslie, y'all, I don't know if y'all ever watched Keyshia Cole's show. Y'all know I'm being just a tad bit messy right now. But you know that if you remember the second season of Keyshia Cole the way it is, and Neffy was mad at her husband because he was fucking her cousin. That's the cousin. That's the cousin that was fucking that man's husband. How I know is because I remember her saying her name, Leslie. That's the cousin. That's the cousin. Anyway,
different things. It's so complicated. And I seen my best friend Christian. I seen my friend Kairati, and I also seen my friend Narelle and her mom Marcel, and everybody. I was just kind of shocked because I didn't hear them, but like maybe because it wasn't so many people, and like some people came with like 10, 15, 20 people. I appreciated for anybody that came, and I cried. I just started crying because it was just like, to be loved and appreciated after everything I had to fucking go through to just get there in the first place. It was not fucking easy. Well, bitch, I called the fuck out of work because first of all, I was already emotional as fuck, and I'm not going to motherfucking work. I worked at Chipotle. Bitch, I'm not going to motherfucking work. I love you, bitch, but I'm calling out. So we ended up going to Hometown Buffet. If you know, you know. Hometown Buffet does not exist anymore. So if you know, you know. It's a Hometown Buffet. We go and we have our fucking food or whatever the case may be, and everybody's asking me where my mother is. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's sick. She's at home. She could not make it. It's all right. I love her to death. All right. If she could have been here, she would have been here. This is the first actual interaction of my adopted family and my biological family, because again, Glennis is from my biological or my adoptive family. And like, I try to keep them separate, you know. Oh, and my cousin, my auntie Mariah from my adopted side was there too. I try to keep everything separate because I don't, what my mother said still rang in my head, and I'm still 17 at this time. I graduated early though. I did not tell them that that was my biological side of my family that was there with me. No one asked, so I didn't say it because first of all, I just felt like I wanted to give respect to my mother, but I also felt like if I didn't necessarily have to say it at the time, I didn't want it to be a thing. It wasn't a conversation that I wanted to come up on my graduation fucking day. Like, thank you for being here and supporting me as a person, first of all, because bitch, you didn't have to show up. Second of all, if it came up in conversation, then I would answer you. But other than that, bitch, I'm not saying nothing. After we eat, I ended up going the fuck home, right? Cool.
For those of you who are asking the questions about the cousin and the husband did leave Neffy for the cousin, and the husband is not the same husband that she was married to in later seasons of Keyshia Cole. This is actually the father of her first three girls. That is that husband. You know, she had two husbands. She had her first husband and she had a second husband. This is the first husband. Okay, the first husband that gave her the first three children. That's the first husband. And he did leave her for the cousin. Just letting y'all know. He did leave her for the cousin.
I get home and my mom is like, hey, how was it? Was it good? And I wasn't mad at my mom at the time. I was more disappointed that like, I felt like I should have stayed home. And I felt like I let her down in a way because I felt like me graduating was not bigger than her sickness and her illness. And I felt like I was selfish. And I put a lot of stress on myself, and I felt so bad. I didn't even want to talk about my graduation because I'm like, it's not important, Mom. How you feeling? What do you want? What do you need? Like, yeah, girl, what can I get you tonight to make you feel better? And like, she started crying because she was like, no, I want you to tell me how your graduation is. And I'm like, You don't gotta, like, it's not that serious. Like, it's all right. It's all right, baby. We'll have more time for us to spend together. It's just a fucking graduation. And we ate, we watched movies, and we went the fuck to sleep. The next morning, my mother's phone was blowing the fuck up. At this point, I still don't have a phone because, baby, the economy, and I ain't got no money. And even though I'm making money, I'm trying to help my mom pay rent. That's another story for another day. So when I woke up, my mom was already up, and she was like, Vania called me. She said, you're in the newspaper. She said, you're in the newspaper. I said, I'm in the fucking newspaper. Now, mind you, at this time, being in the newspaper was not a big thing. But again, around graduation, like, why the fuck would I be in a fucking newspaper article? Like, what is going on? I'm like, what did I do? They were like, oh, it's for graduation. Me, I put my shoes on, I motherfucking put my jacket on, and there was a drop box where they put newspapers in right down the street around the corner from the fucking apartment building. So I'm running, I'm putting it, woo, 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 woo. You know what I'm saying? I get to the box full of newspapers. Mind you, you put in Fairfield, it's very unstrict. You put a quarter in, because technically I think it was 25 cents for the newspaper, pop open, and you can get the fucking, whatever the newspaper was at the time. I stole all them bitches. I'm not gonna lie to you. Then I went to the one up the street. I stole all them bitches too. You see me walking down the street with all the newspapers like, and technically my face is on the motherfucking front cover, so I don't give a fuck, bitch. I'm stealing all of them. Literally, my face was on the front cover of the newspaper, and it says celebrating the graduates of whatever the fuck and whoever the fuck. So I walk them home and I give it to my mom. I'm like, look, mom, I'm on the front cover of the newspaper and it's celebrating graduation. You get to actually see me graduate. Like, you see my picture on the front. And she started crying. She was like, wow, I wish I was there. And like, I just broke down in tears because it was like the first time it was the first time in a long time I have felt appreciated, you know, and that I felt like I mattered, you know, like you actually mean something to someone in this world. Like, it's not just like, you deserve a place here, you know, like I actually have a physical form and you recognize me as a human being. And I worked so hard to be here and to get to this point to where I graduated early and I have a job and I'm ready to move. I'm ready to be an adult. I'm ready to enjoy life. I'm ready to have fun. I'm ready to enjoy the friends that I made, the connections that I made. And like, you know, regardless of where I am in life, I wanted to be able to show you that I can make it. Now, after I graduate, I try to mend the relationship between me and my adoptive mother because, again, I was going through two separate issues. The first one was the fact that I was gay, and that really changed our dynamic as I got older because she started to understand that it's not who I date and it's not my sexuality. I'm your son regardless. The second thing was the fact that I constantly tried to pursue my biological family. And the reason why that hurt her the most in the sense of me not really telling her things is because she tried to protect me from the things that I could not see. She tried to protect me from the things that did not make sense to me as a child. There's no rule book, there's no guidebook, and there is no catalog that tells you exactly how to deal with any one said child. So I can understand why my mother had a problem communicating specific ideas and specific thoughts that she had around me trying to see my biological parents. And I know that she thought in her brain that one day I would have to talk and speak with them regardless because of who they are and where, you know, they come from. But at the same time, I feel like she didn't know what words to use and when to use them and how to say them. And I could never hate, dislike, or have any disdain towards her because of that. She didn't know how it would be. She didn't know how it would turn out. She didn't know I was going to be gay. She didn't know my mother would be Frankie and that my sister would be Keyshia Cole. There's no rules to this. She did the best that she could with what she had. Now, my birthday was coming up. And at this point, I was already doing my own thing. I was still living with my mother, but I was in the actual process of leaving to go live. Mind you, I got back with my ex. We ain't going to talk about that. I was a baby trying to figure out what to do with my motherfucking heart. Now, Keisha's going on tour. At this point, I'm like, I want to see my sister, but I don't want to see my sister with her knowing that I'm coming to see her, okay? We're mutuals on Instagram, all right? Me and her follow each other. Sometimes we'll comment under each other's pictures. I'll be like, yeah, okay, pretty pony. You in a damn ponytail, because she loved her motherfucking ponytail back there. If you know, you know. Now, I posted that I was going to go see her in concert, right? And she messaged me and said, hey, boo. Well, I'm not going to be able to see you in the concert, but how about you come see me after the concert? I was like, okay. I think this is just me being young and fucking stupid because honestly, I should have never went to go see her. To go to Keisha's concert. And again, this was before my 18th birthday, so it was supposed to be like a happy birthday to me. So on that specific day, we were supposed to go to this concert around 7 o'clock, but for some reason, mind you, I lived in Fairfield at the time. For some fucking reason, we could not make the concert, right? So I texted her and I said, hey, what time am I going to see you after the concert? Mind you, this was like around 4:30, 5 o'clock. And she said, oh, I'm going to be at this hotel in Oakland, pull up, come around like 10 o'clock, right? Cool. So Vania, right? I tell Vania like, hey, we're still going to go see my sister. She said, absolutely. You know, I'm completely down to go take you to go see your sister. Like, absolutely. So it was me, Vania, and someone else and Kairani. So Vania drove all the way from Fairfield to Oakland, California, right? And we parked at the hotel. Cool. So we got to the hotel around, I want to say 11 o'clock. The reason it was like around 11 o'clock is because our friend Kairani always was fucking late to something. So when we were supposed to be in the car around 9, she didn't get there till like 9:45. This would be my first time seeing my sister one-on-one. This is very important because me and her really never communicated outside of the last time that I seen her at my grandmother's house. Now, when we pull up to the hotel, we are outside, right? I don't know her room number. I don't know where she's at. I didn't even, like I said, I didn't go to the show. I remember why I didn't go to the show, because my motherfucking friend Kairani didn't get no motherfucking tickets. Like I told her to motherfucking do, and she didn't do it. But I digress. So 11 o'clock roll by, 12 o'clock roll by, 1 o'clock roll by. Now I'm like, okay, I didn't want to bother her because I get it, she's busy. So I text her, I'm like, hey, I'm outside the hotel. It was like 1:30 in the morning. No response. Nothing. 1:45. I text her again. I'm like, hey, girl, we at the door. Where you at? No motherfucking response. 2 o'clock comes around. Bitches is. I text her. I'm like, hey, girl, we outside. And she's like, oh, hey, brother, I'm at the hotel. Come up. My room number is X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Bitch, so have you been here? Like, have you been here this whole time? Or am I delusional? Am I tripping? Should I be worried? I don't know what the fuck to anticipate. So because it's so late, everybody's like, we don't want to go up. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't even ask her if y'all was invited. And that was my motherfucking fault. And I should have asked, but I'm glad that we're at the point to where y'all don't even want to go up no more. At this point, I don't even want to go up. Bitch, it's 2 a.m. And you don't know what kind of person I could be at 2 a.m. depending on the conversation and how I'm feeling. Never the motherfucking less, I took my black ass up the motherfucking steps. I didn't take the elevator, bitch, because I didn't have a key. So I walked up the goddamn step. So I get to her room. Hello, open up. So she opened the door real nonchalantly. She's like, what's up, brother? Hey, how you doing? You know, come on. Hey, what's up, sister? How you doing? You know, it's very, very cool. Very, very chill. Mind you, there's 2 other girls in the room. I don't know them, right? So she like, what was you doing? Where was you at? And I'm like, girl, what do you mean? What was I doing? Where was I at? I've been in the fucking parking lot since motherfucking 11. What are you talking about? It's 2 a.m. Like, where are you going? What you finna do? Girl, I'm going the fuck home. What do you mean? What am I going and where am I going and what the fuck I'm doing? Nigga, I came here to see you. Hello? And mind you, it was never on no like, oh my God, my sister's a motherfucking celebrity. No, I get that singing is her fucking job, but I don't get to see her all the fucking time. And all of my other fucking siblings don't answer the goddamn motherfucking phone. Nevy's in Atlanta. At this point, Tifa, ain't nobody know where the fuck she was at. And Elite, don't talk to nobody. Sam and Robert, no communication. No one communicate. Just so happened that me and her have been in communication. We have been talking. So cool. Like, absolutely. I want to come see my siblings. I never want to see somebody because they're a fucking celebrity. Bitch, you're my sister, so I want to see you. We chilling, they chilling, and I'm just telling her, like, hey, how you been? How was everything? You know, how you been? Good, yada, yada. Mind you, it's only been about 5 minutes since I've been in that motherfucker. So she like, yeah, I've been good. And, you know, I'm glad that you've been doing good, and I'm glad that, you know, you're here, but, you know, I'm tired and I'm finna go to sleep. Nigga, you could have said that shit 2.5 hours ago and I would have been at home sleep rubbing my feet together watching motherfucking Jumanji. But you got my motherfucking goofy ass out here in the motherfucking streets of goddamn Oakland, sitting in the goddamn parking lot for 4.5 motherfucking hours until 2 a.m. just for me to get up here for you to tell me that you motherfucking tired, bitch. I'm 17 years old with 2 motherfucking jobs going to college. I'm tired. Disrespect of it all is like, oh, well, what you finna do? Like, what you about to get into? Like, I'm impeding her fucking time. Girl. Mind you, I'm cool. Like, I'm like, okay, I understand. Like, it's all right. It's whatever. I love you. I'm going to see you later, girl. See you later. Give me kisses, hug, smooches. And I left. As I'm walking out, I was so fucking mad. I just started crying because I could not show that emotion. Because why would you If you knew that you were tired, right? Understandably so, bitch. You just did a show. Congrats to you, baby. I understand, baby, that work life. I understand. If you were tired, you could have just texted me and said, hey, we can meet up another time. I'm tired. Okay, girl. Okay, girl. Like, girl, I completely understand you. I work 2 jobs at this point.
It's just at this. Okay, we got 7 more minutes left with this video. So, child, listen, I am sleepy, and I just took this damn NyQuil, so I'm getting a little drowsy. But I can hang on for another 7 minutes. But Keyshia is a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like a whole bitch. And that's just all the way fucked up. And y'all know I love me some Keyshia Cole. Like I love Keyshia Cole as an artist. But the way she really like playing Ring Around the Rosie with her brother and all this other shit, I would have never, like after the first 10 minutes, I would have left. Baby, you're not gonna have me waiting on you all motherfucking night. Then it's 2:00 in the morning and you just not letting me know to come in your room. And then I spent all that time sitting out there in the parking lot and it's 5 minutes. Only 5 minutes I'm sitting up there and you ready to go to sleep. Girl, fuck you. She would have never heard from me again.
I go to college, baby. I completely understand you. Like to kind of dismiss the fact that like I came my way to come see you as your brother and you had me sitting outside for 4 hours. It made me not want to speak to her ever the fuck again because you wasted my time for no goddamn reason. Gas, we still got to drive back to Fairfield. That's a whole motherfucking probably 45 minutes to get home, and we still got to drop my friend off. I got to get dropped off, and my friend still got to drive home, and she lived 10 minutes away from me. Girl, we're not getting home till the sun get up. At that moment, once again, I regretted everything I had did from day one to try to reconnect with my family because it was like another fucking letdown. Because why is it that every time I interact with you, it's never on positive things? It can never be just an easy, simple, communicative situation to where we both can understand each other, even if we don't see eye to eye, even if we both have different takes and different points of views. We can come in the middle of it and say, you know what? You like red, I like blue. It's okay. I don't want to do you. Perfectly fine. Let down once again because, again, I let my graduation slide and the comments slide. You know what I'm saying? You could have just said, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it. Cool. But for you to say, oh, well, you know, you didn't come to mine, so why would I come to yours? Cool, whatever. I let that shit go. But the fact that you played in my face just for me to see you for a couple of minutes like I'm a fan and not your sibling,
right?
Baby, that's insanity that I can't motherfucking create, nor can I motherfucking fix. That simple moment alone was the fucking icing on the cake that made me resent my biological family because there had been so many fucking situations where I was put in for no fucking reason when all I wanted was a fucking family. I'm 17 years old at this point. Now I'm 18. Because I'm turning 18 at this point, and I want nothing to do with y'all. It also made me frustrated with myself because I strained my relationship with my adopted mother to try to connect with people that not only did not value my time, my presence, you know what I'm saying? There was only so much I could do. I'm a fucking minor. I could not be around. I could not just get on a fucking plane and go to Kansas to figure this out. I don't have money. I don't have a job. I'm in school. I have another parent. There's certain things certain hoops that you got to jump through to even get me. I got tired of being let down. I got tired of having to be the voice of reason. I got tired of being the adult in the room when I was 16 years old. I did not know this life. I didn't understand what I was getting myself into. And all I wanted was somebody that looked like me, sound like me, and talk like me to love me. And unfortunately, I didn't get that. Once I left that night, I made a pact with myself that I would never, ever, ever chase or speak or be around my biological family again because, again, I got tired of being let down. I ain't fucking listen. I ain't fucking listen to myself. You want to know why? Because at the end of the day, God had a journey for me that I didn't have and paint out for my motherfucking self. And he was saying, you gonna walk down that street, motherfucker. I turned 18. My birthday landed on Super Bowl Sunday. So everybody forgot which is not funny. When I turned 18, I left. And I did not turn back. I left my mother. I knew she was sick and I knew she was going through things. I turned my phone off. I stopped contacting everybody and I was gone. I left for a year because I was stressed. I was tired of the life that I had to go through. I was tired of being responsible for everything. I was tired of having to be the adult in the room. I got tired. I was tired of having to show up. I was tired of having to be the voice that had to speak for everybody when they couldn't speak for themselves. I disappeared. To this point, I want you to understand the things that have happened that have led up for me being 13 to 18, having to find out that I was adopted. It was a closed adoption, and then I was searching for my family. Reason why I want to go through this recap is just because you turn 18, even when you're in the system, even when you're adopted, even when it's a closed adoption, it does not matter. Those life situations that you have to go forward with, not knowing who your parents are, or if you know who your parents are, everything that I went through affected me in my adulthood. At 12 years old, finding my birth certificate, seeing that my mother's name, Asa, is not on there, and seeing that it's actually Frankie, and seeing that my dad, I'm a fucking junior. It had my whole fucking name on there. At 13 years old, moving from Oakland, California to Fairfield, California, so that we can be closer to my grandmother. At 13 years old, having to find out that my sister is Keyshia Cole and that someone famous said my name on TV, and now I have a whole nother family that I didn't even know existed. Resenting and leaving the house because I didn't understand that I had a whole nother family that I wanted to figure out and find out, while my mother said that she was trying to protect me from, but I didn't get it because, again, I was a child. Finding my family and meeting my family and having several scenarios happen that are negative with my family that negatively impacted my whole entire life. Running away and then finding out that my mother gets sick, realizing that we're about to lose the house and having to move a 4-bedroom house into a 1-bedroom apartment. Still trying to reconnect with my biological family, even though I've been let down multiple times, and still trying to repair the damage that I've done with my adopted mother, in me trying to figure out who my biological family is, and even me trying to find myself as a fucking gay fucking child and understand that my mother doesn't have a fucking guidebook, and trying to learn and teach and be the actual mother that she's been her whole entire life to me. Finally realizing that I don't need any one person or any one situation to make me feel loved, when I have the people around me that's been with me since day one, and I built my family from the ground up, and those are the people that I need to cherish and love until the end of time. So many pieces to this puzzle that when you're adopted that you're still trying to put together. Even me right now in this moment in time that I still try to put together, because I can't answer questions from people that have the answers for themselves that they have to give to me. And there's so many holes in the story that I got to fill that still haven't been answered. But again, it's a process. I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. and we are going to talk about the life after the closed adoption, baby. And I don't want to go into another fucking day. I want to get this off my chest now so that I can move on, so that we all understand and we all know, baby, because I'm after I get off this motherfucking phone from recording, I'm finna cry because my emotions are high. I'm going to be talking about my mother's deaths. I'm going to be talking about why I didn't go to my mom's funeral. I'm going to be talking about my dad passing on my birthday. I'm going to be talking about Keyshia, Neffy, the family drama. I'm going to be talking about how it affected my work life, my regular life, my day-to-day life. I'm going to be talking about my fucking having to find and figure out how I could get my goddamn actual birth certificate, because that was a goddamn process. I'm going to be talking about how I had to go to the goddamn mental institution for fucking a week straight because I could not mentally deal with this shit anymore. I'm going to be talking about every fucking thing so that we can get back to fucking kicking Donald Trump's motherfucking ass.
All right. And that's pretty much it for the first half of this story. I listened to part 2 at work today. It's like over 2 hours long. And I know we had a good time listening to this tonight. I told you guys that it was a lot. He divulged a whole lot, and he gave us a whole lot in this first half. However, part 2 is where the real tea is at. I listened to that shit throughout my work shift today. It really pushed my work shift up real quick. So yes, part 2 is a lot, is a doozy. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing part 2 at night tomorrow. I might just get home from work. Instead of taking a nap, I might just hop my ass on this live. But then again, I might just take a little nap first and then get on here around 4 or 5 o'clock and do a little live on this for Christmas Eve. You feel what I'm saying? So that's probably what I'm going to do. So it was a lot, and I related to him on a lot of stuff. But we're going to get more into it. And not only did he do the second part, but Elite responded earlier today. So I also want to put in her response to what he was saying in his story. So with that being said, y'all, I'm about to take my ass to sleep. I got to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning, which means I have 3.5 hours to get some sleep, because I took a nap earlier today and that lasted for me for 4 hours. So I got 3.5 more hours of sleep to get. So I'm about to go ahead, get up off of here. I'll work on Christmas Eve from 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. I don't work Christmas or Friday. And I'm done. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow to the Scene ATL Wednesday night. Tomorrow night, yes, we are airing on Christmas Eve. Make sure you guys tune in on tomorrow at 8/7 Central on the Stylish TV network. Make sure you guys do that. Also, if you haven't picked up my book yet, it is now available on Amazon and Kindle books. So make sure you guys go and pick it up. I got 4 more pre-orders to send out. I'm probably going to send them out Friday. And with that being said, this is your boy Scotty by Nature TV. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, share this video, and also click on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever a video drops. And if you want to follow me on any form of social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok will be down below. With that being said, you guys, your boy is up out of here, and I will see you guys on the next one.
That 20, yeah, you always been a sneaky bitch, hating from the sidelines, trying to get picked, yeah. You don't found one, yeah, you don't found one. You don't found one, found you a real one. On my assets lately, you catch a face, shots fired, catching babies. Heavy on the highs, better get you some gravy. Cut that lady check, why you out here being lazy? I got bored with that season, I'm talking shit when I'm spitting. Fact the bitch, I'm the reason, when it got you hoes heated. Snow got them hoes sneezing, got the meals you not eating. Wet had them hoes leaking, God trust when I'm speaking. It's giving.
Big bands gon' make it hot. Real niggas gonna come up. Don't let the game gon' change us. Real niggas in my circle, ho. Don't ever, ever, ever play us. This the real hustle. We make the money, don't make it make us. They ain't bout shit. Talking out they neck. Bitch, we bring the heat every time we step. You fucking with a beast. Fucking with the best. Get money on the east. Plug on the west. Bitch, I'm from the north. But we run this out. Bitch, we outside. What you talking about? Who the fuck is me? No, who the fuck is you?